You're listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids.
We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
Let the good times roll with the fun of Kernel Baseball in The Zone.
Bring your family, bring your friends. This is where the fun never ends. Everybody knows when you're at the game. The good times roll. Hey, Kernels, let the good times roll. Cedar Rapids Kernels, let the good times roll.
With the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, here's the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers.
And here we are again at Veterans Memorial Stadium with only 6 games remaining in the regular season. The Kernels still 1 game, but technically 2 games behind Beloit and Kane County with 6 to go. That's because even though we trail those 2 ball clubs by a game in the standings, they both own the tiebreaker over the Kernels. That is, they've beaten us in the regular season series. So we need to make up 2 games in 6, and the way the ball club's playing, no doubt they have a great shot at it. In fact, that will be the subject of our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. In last night's Kernel 1-0 win, Casey Mutter played a critical role preventing the swing from tying the game when he came on in relief in the 7th. Casey joins Bob Brooks and I next on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show here in the Zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications triple play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
Colonel reliever Casey Mutter has been outstanding of late, and he was in a key spot in last night's Kernel 1-0 victory over the swing of the Quad Cities. Casey, first of all, you had to come in with the tying run at first, and the first guy you face, you make a couple of good pitches to, and lo and behold, he clunks one down the third baseline, and I just about hit the roof when I saw what happened. Would you refresh our listeners as to what you and Freddy Sandoval, how you had to play that ball?
Oh, well, I made a good pitch on him, and he got a low piece of his bat, and it just, it looked like it was going foul, and it just stopped right on the line, and, that's just part of baseball, and what are you going to do about it? So.
Well, and that's the question you answered is the next batter. We'll talk about that in a moment, but the ball itself, Casey, as you said, was a little dribbler that started on the grass, and you and Freddy, did you communicate, or do you hear our dugout or the catcher, Michael Collins, say, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, or how did you decide? Because you made the right decision.
Yeah, I was going for the ball. I didn't know where the base runner was because obviously my back was to the base runner, so I was just going to go over there and try to make a play on it, and Freddie was like, hey, let it go, let it roll, and I just backed off of it, and it just stopped right in time.
Right on the chalk, didn't it?
Yeah, right on the chalk. It couldn't be any closer to the foul line.
A few years, it's probably been 20 years ago, Casey, I don't know if you saw it on baseball bloopers any time in your career, but a guy on AstroTurf had one stop like that, and he blew it into foul ground. That is illegal. Did you remember ever seeing that play?
Yeah, I've seen that a few times. This is very funny. I thought about doing that for a minute, but I didn't want to look like a fool, so I just decided to just watch it.
Yep, pick it up, and then the next guy you got him on a high pop foul down the right field line. Chris Walston made the catch. You had to feel very, very good about protecting that lead. Were you at all concerned after that infield single that, here we go again with some bad luck, or did you knew you had pretty good stuff?
As of late, I've had real good stuff, so I was confident the whole time. Like I said, he got lucky on that little dribbler hit, and that's part of baseball. But I knew I had a good defense, and all I had to do was get him to swing the bat and put it somewhere in the field, and I knew that my defense would take care of me, and that's exactly what happened.
Casey Mutter is our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. And Casey, you guys in the bullpen have really given this ball club a lift, as have our starting pitchers. This is really the first time the last month and a half this season that both the starters and relievers have been very, very strong. Is there any communication between the bullpen and the starters? Does Kernan Ronan address you guys as separate groups, or what kind of cohesiveness, if at all, is there between a bullpen and the starters?
We're one big family. I can remember maybe about 2 weeks ago, Kernan had a meeting with all the pitchers, and he pretty much, put us to a challenge and said, hey, you know what? Everybody's got to do their job, and just challenged us to do it, and we stepped up nicely, and we've done the job.
Yes, you have. In fact, Casey, I don't know if you're aware of it, but you've pitched scoreless baseball for over 6 innings, and you've come in some pretty critical spots. Does a relief pitcher like to have a padding lead like a starter when he goes out in the first inning? If the starter has a 2 or 3 run lead, he likes that. Does a relief pitcher thrive more when the game is tight, or do you prefer to have a little bit of breathing room?
I think everybody loves breathing room, but to be honest, that's what we do. We come in tight situations, and we got a job to do, and that's to put up zeros on the scoreboard. And that's what we get paid to do. So that's what we do.
Casey, I come out early and I see Jake Miller, our strength and conditioning coach, working with you guys every day. He breaks things down with position players, pitchers, starters. One thing I've noticed is that I think Jake is very creative and ingenious in getting you guys to buy into working hard without making it drudgery.
Yeah, he changes it up nicely, and it makes it a lot easier to come out and, do all the running that we do. It makes it a lot more fun for us, so it's not a big drag when we do it. And he's a very good motivator, and it gets us in gear, and, we work really hard.
Yeah, I've seen you guys do hollow sprints. I've seen you do Indian runs. I've seen you do sprints between cones. I've seen you do foul pole to foul pole. I've seen you do endurance laps, and that does not affect you for that night game. That's not the purpose, is to take it out of you. It's to put it in you.
Absolutely. You need to be in shape to play this game. You use a lot of your body, especially pitching. That's why pitchers run so much, is we use a lot of our bodies. A lot of people think it's really easy, to throw strikes, and but what people really don't realize is you use a lot of your body.
In particular, Casey, torso, legs, calves, arm, of course, wrist, even the back's involved.
Oh, yeah, it's all involved, There's not a body part that isn't involved when you pitch.
Casey Mutter has shined out of the Kernel bullpen this season. Bob Brooks is the one who requested that Casey join us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, and right on cue, Casey, Bob's here. He's going to take you across the finish line. You'll finish up with Bob after this break. This is the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show in the zone.
And it is done. We attack at lunch.
No, they will expect that. We attack at dinner too.
Excellent. They will never expect a second wave of warriors.
We must prepare.
They will be waiting.
With fresh meat and vegetables on a large table.
And we will be swift in our actions.
Choosing only the finest of their offerings.
Piling them high in a bowl.
Then cooking them fast on a sizzling grill.
And then we eat.
Gaze upon your fresh meats and vegetables for the final time.
The attack will be successful, and we will be satisfied.
The plan is done.
What are you guys doing?
Oh, hey, Valerie. Yeah, we're just getting ready for lunch at Genghis Grill. You want to go?
Yes, to Genghis Grill. Probably no to you two.
Okay.
She is a spy.
And not nearly as hot as she thinks she is.
Fresh food attack.
Genghis Grill, where Edgewood Road meets Williams Boulevard in Cedar Rapids, next to Gander Mountain.
Well, Casey, the star of the show a lot of times in pitching these days is the closer.
Yeah, I agree. Starter and closer usually get all the glory, but, we need middlemen, so I'm okay with that.
This ball club making a charge now. and mainly it's been the pitching coming around out of the bullpen.
Yeah, that's really huge for us. We just got to keep us in close games. I mean, we're doing really well, and I'm proud of all the guys. And we had it in us the whole year, but I think it's finally gelling together. And it's in my opinion, it's gelling together at the right time. Get hot and go in the playoffs and stay hot.
Casey, one thing about it that the team has shown its fans here in Cedar Rapids is that no matter whether you slip in or slip out, this team was desirous at the end of making a strong show.
Yeah, I agree with that. I really do. So,
well, Casey, we hope to see you out of the bullpen and walking on that turf in Anaheim in, say, a year and a half.
That sounds good to me.
Casey Mutter, our guest today on the Dugout Show.
Hey, Casey, Bob specifically asked if we could talk with you. Thank you very much for doing so. Terrific performance, as you and Bob discussed, by this ball club. It's just been a lot of fun this season, and I think we got good things ahead of us. $5 gift certificate to redeem at any of our Zio Giano's Spaghetti Houses. Casey, hometown taste of Italy, the pasta that will make you sing. Casey Mutter, on behalf of Bob and I, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you guys, man. It's my pleasure.
That's Casey Mutter, Colonel relief pitcher, who shined in the Colonel 1-0 win last night over the Swing. Up next, Hall of Fame sportscaster Bob Brooks and I set the starting lineups for Game 3, Kernels and Quad Cities. This has been the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show in the Zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications Triple Play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
Playoff hunt scramble continues forward tonight, and the Kernels and the Swing of the Quad Cities right in the thick of it. The Swing and the Kernels embroiled along with Beloit and King County in a mad dash to try to secure 2 of 4 playoff spots open, and only 6 games remaining in the regular season. The Kernels 2 behind Beloit and King County, 3 back of the Swing. Brilliant performance by Fernando Rodriguez Jr. last night, leading the Kernels to a 1-0 win to even the series at a game apiece. I'm John Rogers. Bob Brooks is alongside Julia Jansen to join us in a little bit, and our special guest this evening from Common Sense Advertising in Iowa City, Dirk Keller. Dirk helps us with our dynamic partnership with Anderson and Brown Eye Care. Let's set the starting lineup for Joe Cunningham Jr. and his Swing of the Quad Cities, Class A Midwest League affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals. Their record 35-29. On the road this season, they're 32-29, 35-29 in the second half. Overall, they lead the Western Division second half standings by 2 over Beloit and King County, 3 ahead of our Kernels. Speedster Matt Lemansek leads off in left field for Quad Cities. Sean Danielson makes his Swing debut after hitting .344 in 40 games with the New Jersey Cardinals. He's a speedster, 19 steals in 20 attempts. Danielson in center bats second for the Swing. Hitting third, the designated hitter, Nick Stavinoha. Nick Stavinoha bats third. He's the DH for the Swing. The cleanup batter for Quad City at first base, Mike Ferris. At second base is 5'9" pepper pot Chris Petrick. Hitting sixth in right field, a former New York Yankee property, Eric Verbrike. Matt Shepard, a switch-hitting shortstop, will bat seventh for the Swing. Hitting eighth is Casey Roulette. Roulette is at third base and batting eighth. Cody Palmer will catch and hit ninth for Quad City. On the hill for the Swing is a 22-year-old right-hander, Matt Shear. Shear was taken by St. Louis in the 16th round out of Lemoyne College in 2004. Matt Shear this season has been one of the Swing's best pitchers. He's making his 23rd start of the year, a 9-7 record with a 3.83 ERA. Shear's making his third start against the Kernels, and he's been good against our ball club, 1-0 with a 3.65 earned run average. Matt Shear, a big 6'5", 230-pound right-hander from Wappinger Falls, New York, is on the hill for Quad Cities. As always, Allen Motor Company sponsors the Kernel starting lineup. Allen would like to invite you out to test drive one of the value-priced Kias. They have the Kia Amante, the Kia Sorento, that's their SUV, a Kia Sedona is a van, and the Kia Optima is their little economical car, and they're all priced, get this, below $21,000. In fact, the Kia Sedona, the 2005 van, just $15,995 at Allen Motor Company. They're open late until 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. Nobody has a warranty like Kia, 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty program, and Kias are priced to sell right now at Allen Motor Company. With the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup, he helped us with Casey Mutter's South Slope Communications Triple Play Show interview, Hall of Famer Bob Brooks.
Well, John, it's a great night for a ball game, and let's hope we have something like last night's affair. Cedar Rapids winning 1-0, and maybe they can gain some ground tonight. We shall see if they can with this starting lineup. Rodriguez at short will lead off. Sutton at second base. Collins, the catcher. Toussaint in left field. Sandoval at third base. Rentz, the designated hitter. LeBlanc in center field. Giannotti in right. Walston at first. And the Kernels pitcher tonight, sometimes he is very good, sometimes he is medium to poor. So we shall see which Carl Jelena throws the pitches tonight here at the ballpark. Jelena has won 9, lost 8, and he has delivered 136 innings, given up 166 hits, 69 strikeouts, but the most important thing for Carl, only 19 walks in 136 innings pitched. He has started 23 games, and he has no complete games. Also, he's given up 14 home runs and has a respectable 4.10 ERA. A little bit high, but still, that comes from an inconsistent start. Sometimes he can really shut him down, and we'll see if he's got his A game tonight, John.
Bob, thanks so much. The Kernels hit the diamond. They're joined by their Cost Cutters Dream Team companions. As the color guard gets set to present the colors in the middle of the diamond, Anderson and Brown Eye Care, the official eye care provider of the Kernels, sponsors the announcement of our umpiring crew. Nick Nolde behind the plate, Garrett Wilson on the diamond. Anderson and Brown Eye Care invites you to their new location. Visit them. They're on Boyson Road next to Intent City, just west of I-380, and they're now a full-service eyewear provider. That means in addition to contact lenses, you can select from a full array of eyeglasses at Anderson and Brown Eye Care. As the color guard arrives at the base of the mound and turns towards the grandstand, let's join Dale Brote, the stadium's public address announcer, as he introduces our national anthem singer.
At this time, we ask for a moment of silence for the hundreds of thousands of residents along the Gulf Coast whose lives have been devastated by Hurricane Katrina.
I am proud to be an American and proud of our flag and all for which it stands. Please stand as Wendy presents your national anthem.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. It is being performed this evening by Olivia Ferguson. That young girl is destined for stardom in the music industry. That is some songbird voice by our national anthem singer. She looks all of 11 years old. The colors are being retired as the color guard marches towards the first base line. The Kernels won a thriller 1-0 last night behind Fernando Rodriguez Jr. and send 22-year-old French-Canadian Carl Jelena, a 9-game winner, to the mound this evening. Bob, Julie, and I will have tonight's action from Veterans Memorial Stadium when we return in 1 minute here in the Zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications triple play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
It was sunny all day and until about a half an hour ago. Now the skies are a beautiful bluish purple tint and the sun has disappeared, meaning the lights are on here at the ballpark. And this home game for the Kernels is the 34th of the second half of the year. The Kernels are 18-15 in the second half, own a 32-32 record overall in the second half. And Matt Lemansek on this 80-degree evening will lead it off for the swing. They are in their burnt orange tops with baby blue numbers, burnt orange belt, gray road trousers, and burnt orange socks. Let's set the Kernels for you on the infield. Freddy Sandoval, who has shined defensively in this series, is at the hot corner as usual. Up the middle, Rodriguez at short, Sutton at second, Big Chris Walston at first, and the outfield left to right, Toussaint, LeBlanc, Giannotti. Todd Brummelkamp noted in Burlington, and we joked, Bob, about how you can over-statistic this game, but Todd loves looking at these sorts of things. The Kernels are 5-0 this season when Richard Giannotti's in right field.
Well, Giannotti probably hasn't played as much as he really wanted to play out of the University of Florida. If you joined us right before the start of the game, you heard the moment of silence for the tragedy in New Orleans and along the Gulf Coast. The Gazette put it right today in the headline, the American Tsunami. That is exactly what this tragedy is. And as the game gets underway, I think this is a great opportunity for minor league baseball, and the Cedar Rapids Kernels are already taking donations here at the ballpark through the Red Cross. A great opportunity for Major League Baseball, the NBA, the National Football League, the National Hockey League, to all get together and put American sport to not only entertain and to take people's mind off the tragedy, but to help out in any way possible.
And, Bob, I know the listeners on K-Memory heard you express that in a little deeper terms, and I couldn't agree more, and we'll talk about that during the early stages of this game. Matt Lemancic on an 0-1 pitch, chops it to third. Freddy Sandoval, who we've raved about all season long, had it and threw out the batter. Now a ground ball to first, as Sean Danielson, the speedster, only 5 feet 5 inches tall. He's dwarfed by 6 foot 6 inch Chris Walston, who fielded his ground ball, and Sean Danielson is gone. First pitch swinging, a switch hitter. He wraps out to first. 2 gone on 3 pitches here in the swing first inning. Boy, it'll be fun watching Sean Danielson. He looks about as small as Freddy Patek was when he played for the Royals. Freddy was 5'4". Nick Stavinoha is not a small fella. He's a big right-handed batter, and Jelena's fluid, easy motion delivery results in a pitch outside, ball 1 to Stavinoha. Fernando Rodriguez Jr. struck him out 3 times last night and checked him. He was 0 for 4. And a strike from Carl, a fastball.
And that was a great pitching performance by Fernando Rodriguez.
Yes, it was. He pitched 7 2/3 shutout innings. The 1-1 to Stavinoha is just outside. Bob, picking up on your great suggestion and almost plea to professional ball players, and if someone's listening down below, don't worry. The left-hander warming up, we'll tell you about him in a moment. He's going to start Friday night's game. Stavinoha shoots the next pitch foul. It's 2-2 to Nick. Is this something you would hope the athletes themselves would initiate, or is it something do you think their agents or their unions will have to initiate, or do you think the sports figures have enough common sense and decency to call each other on their cell phones and get it going as a grassroots movement? Drilling one into deep right is Stavinoha, and on the run and making a fantastic effort, but coming up short is Giannotti, and Nick Stavinoha pulls into second with an opposite field double as he laced it over the head just beyond the reach of Giannotti in right field. A 2-out double for Nick Stavinoha.
His 9th of the year, and after last night's flameout, Stavinoha comes back to have another hot night as he did in the first game of this series and has ruined Cedar Rapids pitching throughout the year.
Yes, he's 9 for 25 against Kernel pitching. He's at second with 2 out for left-handed hitting slugger Mike Ferris. And we'll let Bob answer that question I posed in just a moment about how this relief effort by professional athletes who have it pretty good at the big-time levels, how it might take shape. Ball 1 low to Ferris.
Well, I would hope that the front offices and the franchise holders and the players, their employees, would get together and make a concerted effort on this.
Bob, I'm going to have Todd tap you on the shoulder in a moment. Usually when Todd comes in, it's a fairly important matter, so we'll see what's up with Todd Brummelkamp as the pitch is low and away to Mike Ferris, 2-0. Ferris hitting .227, 15 home runs, 65 RBIs. Ferris was 2 for 4 last night, and he's a left-handed batter with a straightaway stance out of Miami of Ohio. Mike Ferris, left-handed batter. Jelena set at the belt, the 2-0. Is drilled foul beyond the Papa John's Plaza bleacher section. Ferris cranked that one hard and foul right over that lefty who joined the ball club just about an hour ago the newcomer Gustavo Espinoza, a Venezuelan. He's throwing for his own benefit because he'll take Ronnie Ray's spot in the rotation. Ronnie, of course, as you heard last night, was part of a deal, and he went to the San Francisco Giants. A ground ball to first. Walston has it, bobbles it, picks it up, underhands to Jelena, and that retires Mike Ferris. A ground ball that the big guy Walston blocked with his chest and then picked the ball up and fed Jelena, and that ends the inning. No runs for the Swing, 1 hit, a 2-out double. There were no Kernel errors, and Quad City leaves a runner aboard. They're first stranded. As we go to the home half of the first inning, Quad City nothing. Kernel's coming to bat. You're enjoying Kernel baseball in the zone.
Thank you very much. Very much.
Yes, Cedar Rapids, thanks again for stepping up to the plate and increasing the amount of materials you're recycling. Almost 8,800 tons last year alone. Wow! But we can always do more. The folks at Solid Waste and Recycling remind you, most paper products, cardboard, metals, and glass containers can be recycled. Then you'll be doing your part to reduce waste and save landfill space.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Quest high-speed internet brings you the world at super fast speed, and there's never been a better time to get it. For just $26.99 a month for a whole year, you get a dedicated super fast connection with the best in security from MSN Premium. And you also get free activation and free use of a modem for an entire year. Better yet, it costs less than cable and is up to 25 times faster than 56K dial-up, so you can finally talk on the phone and be online at the same time. Call 1-866-616-FAST. Log on to Quest.com or visit a retail location to get high-speed internet for $26.99 a month. Call 1-866-616-FAST now. That's our spirit of service. $31.99 when service not combined with qualifying home phone package. Includes $13 a month discount for 12 months and is for new Quest DSL customers only, plus taxes and surcharges. Service not available in all areas. Call for complete details.
Kernel starter Carl Jelena pitched around a 2-out double by Swing's Nick Stavinoha, and now the Kernels face a husky, burly right-hander, Matt Shear. They list him at 6'5", 230, and Bob, we talked about it way back in the spring, this trend towards pitchers being this size, this prototype, and I'll tell you, I was on the field when we played the Swing at John O'Donnell Stadium, and they were doing a pitcher's fielding practice, and I'm a pretty big guy myself, and those guys towered over me. It seems like the trend in baseball continues to be to draft size.
Yes, they like a 6'5", 230-pound pitcher.
Well, they have one in Mr. Matt Shear, who's a 9-game winner. Sean Rodriguez stands in, and a fastball nips the outside corner for a strike. Sean hitting .245, 12 homers, 39 driven in, right-handed hitter. 0 for 4 last night, and Shear fires high and in for a ball. At third, it's Casey Roulette. He's playing just a couple of steps back of the bag and about 8 feet off the line for the Swing. Sean lifts it high in the air to shallow left. It's a fair ball. Coming on is Matt Lemancic into foul ground, and he makes the catch beyond the Swing left field bullpen. Sean Rodriguez hit a towering foul ball down the left field line, and he's retired. As Lemancic came on, he has very good speed and made the catch in foul territory. 1 gone here in the Kernel first inning. No score. Shear is making his 3rd start against our ball club. He's 1-0. In 12 1/3 innings, Matt has surrendered 6 runs, 5 earned, 11 hits in 12 1/3. He's fanned 7, walked 3. Overall, he's 9-7, and he winds and delivers to Nate Sutton. A strike called. Nate, a left-handed hitter with a .233 average, a homer, 23 RBIs. He walked in the first inning last night, was 0 for 3 in the game. And a pitch is high and tight to Sutton. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, the Kernels are happy to have a lefty down in the bullpen who can make a start in Espinoza.
Now a lazy pop-up into left center. The shortstop has to backpedal out, and he made a dandy play, did Matt Shepard. The center fielder, Sean Danielson, slipped and couldn't get up, and it was all Matt Shepard as he backpedaled pretty deep into left center for a shortstop and reached over his head and made the catch for the second out of the Colonel first inning. Sutton popping to the shortstop in shallow left center.
Gustavo Espinoza was signed with the Angels as a free agent in February of 2004. Went to Mesa. He's from Venezuela.
And as Bob said, he's taking the spot of Ronnie Ray in the Colonel rotation. He'll pitch Friday in the series opener in Geneva, Illinois. Michael Collins takes inside, and now a borderline pitch. Nicholas Nolde called it a strike at the knees. To Michael Collins, third in the league with a .318 average and second in the league with a .407 on-base percentage. The 1-1 to Michael. And he's hit for the 23rd time this season. That's another reason why his on-base percentage is so high. Bob, I just admire that kind of grit and courage, quite frankly. Collins drilled for the 23rd time this season. He will not move his feet if you pitch inside to him.
No, he won't. He will stand there like a statue, take the best shot at him, and he will not wince or will not stomp around. He just goes on down to first.
It hit him right where a sailor would put a tattoo on his outside of his left bicep. Strike one to Drew Toussaint. Toussaint steps out. Drew is batting .256. 19 home runs, tied for fourth in the league, and a team-high 61 driven in for Toussaint. No score, bottom of the first inning, lights are on. And a swing and a miss on a changeup. Boy, when Drew looks good, he looks fantastic, but when he's not going well on a particular swing, he can really look befuddled at the plate.
Well, those wrists get out of whack.
But Drew has been such a big part of the Colonel's success this season. He's really been a wonderful player to watch. Ball one is upstairs to the Colonel left fielder and cleanup batter. From Matt Shear. His last start was the second game of a doubleheader Saturday at John O'Donnell Stadium, and he gets Toussaint swinging for strike three. Matt Shear fans Toussaint. No runs for the Colonels in the first. No hits. A hit batter with two out. No swing errors. The Colonels strand a runner. As we go to the second, Colonels nothing, Quad Cities nothing, and you're enjoying Colonel baseball here in the zone.
Ah, springtime. That time of year when your heating system still runs some, but it's also a time when your air conditioning may be running too. Who do you call when either of them fail? Well, never fear. The A-Team is here. The A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating can inspect and ensure that your heating and cooling system is ready to go when you need it. 24 hours a day, call the A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. 393-4872. That's 393-4872 for Ahern Plumbing and Heating.
How do I sign up to enjoy the game from the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub, Julia?
It's simple. All you have to do is register at the customer service booth, Center Court at Westdale Mall, then listen to Mix 96.5 FM to find out if your name is drawn as the winner of the Home Run Hot Tub. As the winner, you'll savor a breathtaking panoramic view of the ballgame from the soothing splendor and comfort just above the left field wall at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Cool. I'm going to go grab my swimsuit.
Like most men, there are some things my husband just doesn't want to talk about.
Like prostate problems, but when I learned 1 in 3 men will have them.
That got him talking.
And thinking. Enough so that I switched to One-A-Day Men's.
One-A-Day Men's Health is a complete multivitamin plus lycopene, which Harvard studies suggest may help prostate health.
Some things are healthy to talk about.
Now, let's talk about feelings.
Hey, one thing at a time.
One-A-Day Men's, the multivitamin with more for your health. Used with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables.
It's become an overcast Wednesday evening. Good crowd on hand. Buck a Cup Wednesday. Halloween in August, brought to us by Center Stage. And Carl Jelena, a 7-6 winner his last time out. That was in Burlington. Pitched around a 2-out double by the swing DH, Nick Stavinoha in the first, and he'll face tiny Chris Patrick to lead off the swing second. Quad City is a .266 hitting ball club on the year. That's tied for fourth in the 14-team Midwest League. They're a power hitting bunch. 110 home runs. That's tied for second. A strike on the inside corner. Boy, that pitch looked inside, and let's hope that Nicholas Nolde keeps that wide strike zone intact throughout the ballgame. Patrick is a right-handed batter. He's only 5'9". and he's from Fresno State. Now Carl pitches away from him for strike 2. He'd have needed a telephone pole to reach that one. Chris Patrick, a .317 hitter, swings on a changeup, didn't get it. A 3-pitch strikeout for Carl Jelena. Bob, Carl is the kind of kid that just by virtue of how fluid and economical his motion is, you can't predict, but you would think he's not going to be shelved with too many injuries in his pro career.
You wouldn't think so, because he uses a good extension and doesn't get his hand and arm fighting each other.
Exactly. Ball one is just low. Carl thrusts his hands above his head. That's known as a full windup. And a lot of players from bygone eras, that was the only way pitchers went, was with the full wind. And socking a 1-0 pitch foul down the third base side onto the grass slope seating berm is Eric Verbeek, left-handed hitter with a .280 average in 58 games. Eric has socked 9 homers, driven in 38. He's from Cal State Northridge, originally taken by the Yankees in the 9th round back in 2002. A changeup is a dandy at the knees as Verbeek asked the plate umpire, Nicholas Nolde, about that call. Eric was 0 for 4 last night. He's a big kid, 6'3", 230. Ooh, a fastball just inside, apparently, evens the count.
Verbeek thought that one pitch caught the outside corner of the batter's box.
The batter's box, not the plate.
No.
Jelena's next one is in the dirt for ball 3, a changeup.
You have not described your Halloween costume to the fans in the stands.
Thanks, Bob. I toned it down a little bit, but I'll tell, and then I can't wait till you ask Julia that question in her third inning. A little squibber down the third baseline. Fine play by Freddy Sandoval as he had to circle that ball. And, Bob, that Freddy Sandoval just showed us another great defensive play. He seems to really want the ball hit to him.
Well, on that particular play, he kept his poise. He didn't try to hurry it, didn't make anything but a nice, smooth move at the ball, and had plenty of time to get the runner.
Which he did. It went 5-3, and with 2 out in a scoreless game, Matt Shepard bats. I had checked out a Kernel uniform from Kernel equipment manager Ron Klein-Rody, but when I found out our pep squad was going to be in Kernel home uniforms, I said, hey, that's their night to shine. So I pulled out my camo jersey from the milling company from 3 seasons ago in honor of our servicemen and women. So I'm wearing a Desert Storm Kernel jersey as my Halloween top. As I said, the best is yet to come. Julia Jansen, I won't spoil the surprise. Bob can ask Julia about her outfit, which is much more unique and much more appropriate, I think, for Halloween. 1 and 2 to Matt Shepard, switch-hitting shortstop. Now he bounces it foul into the base of the backstop. 2 away here in the swing. Second, no score. Bob, I noticed you tempered yourself and decided not to dress up as a parking lot attendant.
No, I should have, though.
I know there's a story behind that. A curve is just upstairs, and with 2 out and the base is empty, it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to the switch-hitting shortstop, Shepard. .289 hitter with a homer and 55 driven in. Jelena's delivery. Cut on and looped over the head of the shortstop. Rodriguez gave it a valiant effort, but it just sneaked over his outstretched mitt into left for a 2-out single by Matt Shepard, who went the other way for the second hit of the game for the swing. Boy, there were, when I was a kid, even in a little hometown like my own, Alton, Illinois, there were guys in parking lots that were dressed in white uniforms with black bow ties and snazzy white caps, and sometimes they even wore white gloves, and they'd park your car for you, and then you were to tip them if they did a good job. But I can't see Bob hustling cars at his this point in his career. There goes the runner. A pitch, a strike. The throw to second is in time. Oh, wait a minute. Not in time, apparently. A stolen base for Matt Shepard, his 20th of the year. Oh, I was premature, and I did something you shouldn't do. I umpired. Boy, that was a good throw by Collins, and I still don't know how Shepard was ruled safe, but no argument from Nate Sutton.
He just got the lower part of his trunk in there. He just beat the throw.
Boy.
Barely.
Casey Roulette took a strike, and now a change-up low. And it's 1-1 to Casey Roulette, R-O-W-L-E-T-T. Casey's a right-handed batter in 15 games. He's batting 143. He's out of the University of Arkansas. He's a Razorback. A chopper to the right side. Good backhanded play by Walston. Oh, his throw to first was dropped by Jelena, and a run scores to give the Swing the lead. That's an error on the Colonel pitcher, who pounds his hand into his glove. What a play by Walston. He led Carl perfectly. Jelena took his eye off the ball, dropped it, and a throwing error results in Shepard scoring and Roulette, the batter, ending up at second base. Ooh, that was a costly fielding error by the Colonel pitcher. 1-0 Swing.
And the ball went into the dugout, which meant that the runner at first automatically got second.
And he's in scoring position. 1-0 Swing. No RBI for Roulette, who stands, as Bob said, in scoring position. Well, you cannot ever be upset or jump on a guy for a physical mistake. Those are going to happen. Carl did everything right, and so did Walston. It just happened that Carl couldn't handle the throw, and he'll have to get the number 9 hitter, Cody Palmer. What you do have to remind is just forget about it. That's all right. You were at the right place covering the bag, and hey, you're human. You dropped a baseball. Forget about it. Cody Palmer at the plate. And he strokes it high in the air to deep center. LeBlanc has a beat on it, backpedaling in front of the warning track, 375 feet away. Cody Palmer skies out to deep center. 1 run on a hit, a stolen base, 1 Colonel error, and the Swing leave a runner. As we go to the second inning, Quad City leads it 1-0. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
You save big money, when you shop Menards.
At Menards, you save big on Woolman Durastain. Right now, buy one, get one free after rebate. Rated the #1 semi-transparent stain for 4 consecutive years. It's the best way to protect your deck, fence, and siding. Right now, buy 1 gallon of Woolman Durastain for just $19.99 and get 1 gallon free after rebate. Plus, save big at Menards on everything to make your painting and staining project a breeze. A Wagner HVLP sprayer is great for applying stains, sealers, and enamels with low overspray. Now just $49 after $10 rebate. And while you're shopping, enter for your chance to win a Chevy SSR. Brighten your home indoors and out. Now during Menards' incredible paint, stain, and decor sale.
Open till 6 p.m. Labor Day.
Save big money at Menards.
Hawkeye, Cyclone, and Panther fans, get your football gear at Collegiate Sports in Lindale and Coral Ridge Malls. Collegiate Sports has what you want at reasonable prices. Styles and sizes for men, women, and the largest youth and children's selection in the area, delivering on the promise of something for everyone. Fly your school colors with pride by wearing Collegiate Sports apparel. You'll find Collegiate Sports stores in Lindale and Coral Ridge Malls. Collegiate Sports, where every day is game day.
As we go to the second, the Swing with an unearned run in the top of this inning on top 1-0. Remember, tomorrow evening, Fan Appreciation Night, and as you enter the ballpark, starting at 6 o'clock, the Kernels will present you with cheer sticks and a 2005 team photo as long as those items last. The Gazette will be handing out their Gazette E-Edition cards, and those cards give you a free 2-week trial of news online. The Kernels will be drawing for prizes, including a night stay for 2 at the Crown Plaza, and concession discounts, including $1.50 sodas, $1 ice cream cones. There'll be souvenir discounts on caps and baseball cards throughout the evening tomorrow. Souvenir programs only $1. Our way of tangibly thanking you fans for making 2005 such a talked about, memorable, and successful year here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Freddy Sandoval tries to drag a bunt down, and the pitch was low and in. Ball 1 to Freddy from Big Matt Shear. 124 and 2/3 innings pitched this season. He's allowed 133 hits, struck out 89 in 124 and 2/3, walked 40. Freddy pops it up in the infield, right side, and much like a punt returner signaling for a fair catch. Chris Patrick thrusts his right hand up and signaling to his first baseman, Mike Ferris, that he has it. And indeed, Chris Patrick does call and make the catch. 1 out here in the Kernels' second inning. Sandoval hit it high and pops out the second.
Well, I'll make a prediction right now. I don't think 1 run will stand up in this game.
I hope to goodness you're right, Bob. Last night, fortunately for the Kernels, the only run scored in the game on a wild pitch by the swing starter. It did hold up. Jordan Renz wraps one past the mound. Chris Patrick down on one knee to glove it and throws in time. Jordan Renz, batting 6th in the Allen Motor Company order, is the second out of the Kernel second inning as he grounds out to second. That brings in Josh LeBlanc, who did not play in last night's Kernel 1-0 win.
This afternoon in the major leagues, I wanted to bring a game up to you, Coach. The Kansas City Royals were at home to the Minnesota Twins. The game ended, Kansas City 1, Minnesota 0.
And as a great sympathizer for the Royals, I'm so happy.
Okay, now I'll give you the totals.
All right, I imagine it was much like last night where the Kernels had 4 hits, Quad City 6.
Nope.
Fewer hits.
Nope.
All right, a 1-0 game. Now you've got me intrigued. LeBlanc takes inside, 2-1 to Josh.
Kansas City scored the lone run in the last half of the 9th inning. Only run. They had 1 run, 5 hits. The Minnesota Twins had no runs and 13 hits.
Are you sure about that, Bob?
I'm sure about that.
That's amazing. 13 hits and not a run?
No runs. Zippo.
Either there were double plays. Here's a line drive into the right center field alley. LeBlanc may have his 6th triple of the year. No, he stops at second with a 2-out double. Josh LeBlanc ripped it into the right center field alley. Sean Danielson prevented him from reaching third, and Josh LeBlanc has a 2-out double, the first Kernel hit of the evening. A base hit by Giannotti would likely tie it up here in the bottom of the second. Bob, I'd be interested to read inside the box either how many runners the Twins stranded or how many double plays the Royals got them to hit into.
Well, they had a runner thrown out at the plate and a runner on a rundown between second and third, and there were 3 double plays.
Boy, you did your homework on looking inside the box. The Twins had to leave that game utterly discouraged. 13 hits and they were shut out?
That's it.
Wow. That may be some sort of record.
It is for the Minnesota club, yes. And for Kansas City. It was the only time that they'd given up 13 hits and had a shutout and won the game.
Well, that's great and I'm not a Twin basher. Jeff Johnson loves the Twins. So does Scott Lind, former TV9 weatherman. Giannotti, a switch hitter, took a pitch outside. Now a fastball from sheer over but low. I'm just happy for the Royals. They've been on the short end of so many both heartbreakers and blowouts this season that good for them that they won that game despite allowing 13 hits. Julia Jansen will have a batch of scores for us during the middle innings. There was a lot of action this afternoon. Whistling one foul and almost hit our partner's broadcast booth to our left. Strike one on Giannotti. There were a number of games this afternoon, and we'll pick up on those in just a little bit on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Here in the second, the Kernels have LeBlanc at second with 2 out. As Shear comes set, Richard fouls another one. Straight back, same place. Richard Giannotti is now even on the count, 2-2.
Well, maybe this is the night. You better be ready. They're getting a little closer there, John.
They sure are, and boy, these have been zipped back. The one I booted earlier this summer was a lazy foul bunt that I still am seething about missing. The G-Man on a 2-2 delivery. Takes it upstairs, ball 3. We're in the bottom of the second inning, 1-0 swing. They scored an unearned run with 2 out in the top of this inning. LeBlanc has ripped a double into the right center field alley with 2 out. Now Richard takes outside. Ball 4, 2 on, 2 out for Chris Walston. Let's see if Julia Jansen's been able to get those scores.
I've got
I'm sorry. Bob, take it away. What else happened this afternoon?
Well, for Lanny Peterson and Gary Schubat and Dale Thompson and Al Shedler, your State Farm agents, and the scoreboard. Texas defeating the Chicago White Sox 9-2. Kansas City won Minnesota 0, as we told you. Detroit and Cleveland playing tonight in the last of the fifth, 2-2. Boston and Tampa Bay in the last of the fifth at 5-5. Baltimore 4, Toronto 0, last of the sixth. Later, the Yankees at Seattle and Oakland again against the Angels, where Oakland won last night 1-0.
Chris Walston has fallen in the hole 0-2, a couple of swings and misses. Wally takes high. Chris had a good night last night, 2 for 3 plus a line out.
Well, he'll be in trouble if Scherer gives him a curveball.
LeBlanc at second, tying run. Giannotti at first, go-ahead run. There's the curve, and boy, Chris just did tip it foul to the screen, preventing a strikeout. When Wally puts the ball in play, a lot of good things happen. He's hitting 169, but he's belted 11 homers, driven in 25, and he had 2 very good solid hits to right field in the Colonel 1-0 win last evening. Curve, and Walston fouls that one straight back. He's just getting, Bob, that's a sign of improvement.
Yes, it is.
Getting a piece of those curveballs.
Yes, it is.
We'll continue with it.
It isn't very pretty, but he's getting a piece of them.
We'll continue with the National League scores from this afternoon in just a moment. Another 1-2 pitch to the Colonel number 9 hitter. Swing and a miss to end the inning. Chris Walston down on strikes. And, Bob, let's get through those National League finals from this afternoon.
Milwaukee wins over the Pittsburgh Pirates 6-5. The Dodgers defeating the Cubs 7-0 at Wrigley Field. Lowe, the winning pitcher. He gave up a single to the first Cub batter. Never gave up a hit after that. San Diego 9, Arizona 5. San Francisco beating Colorado 5-3. In Game 1, Atlanta 5, Washington 3. In the second game, it's 1-1. In the last of the second, St. Louis 3, Florida 0 in the last of the second. That's it.
Thanks, Bob, for the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Stay tuned. Julia has the third inning, and you'll hear a little bit about her marvelous Halloween costume. After 2 innings, Quad City 1 and the Kernels 0. You're listening to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' newest full-service landscaping center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowa wholesalers for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road behind Guppy's on the Go. Along with their garden center and brand new floral shop, Cedar Rapids Greenhouses offers a full selection of landscaping products and services. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home improvement efforts. They will work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. If you want to do it yourself, walk through their expansive 4-acre in-town location and choose from a wide variety of trees, shrubs, or blooming plants. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of annuals, perennials, and a variety of magnolias, maples, and lilacs. For the highest quality and wholesale prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's newest garden center, floral shop, and full-service landscapers, corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Roads Northwest.
Need a mattress? We got it. Quality Serta mattresses at low warehouse club prices. Come to the Sam's Club Serta mattress event Labor Day weekend. There will be demonstrations so you can select just the right Serta mattress. Get these great prices on quality mattresses for your family or resupply your motel or bed and breakfast. It's Serta and it's at Sam's Club this Labor Day weekend. For your convenience, we are also open on Labor Day until 6 p.m. Sam's Club. Our business is saving you money.
We head into the top of the third inning here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, an overcast sky. Kernels are behind the swing 1-0. Top of the third inning. Batting first for the swing is the top of the order, Matt Lemansek, who on a 2-0 count grounds a ball to third base. Freddy Sandoval sends it over to first. One gone. I'll bring Sean Danielson, the center fielder, up to the plate. just came up with the swing. He was with the New Jersey Cards before.
That's the second time tonight that Romancek is grounded out from third to first.
Halloween night here at the ballpark. As John said, I have a referee costume on. I'm in the football mode, I suppose.
I thought he said you were had an Elvis costume on. I don't.
That's Jessica Ferguson.
Oh,
she has an Elvis costume on.
Okay.
There's a shot right up the middle. It trickles into center field, and Sean Danielson runs very hard through first base, and he is saved by a long shot. So the Kernels have a runner at first, Sean Danielson. 1 out here in the top of the third inning. 1-0 in favor of the swing of the Quad Cities. Now batting for the swing, Nick Stavinoha. There we go. We're missing a letter in his name on our lineup sheet. Stavinoha, as usual, with the exception last night, the Kernels did stop him a little bit. But he has been trouble for the Kernel pitchers. He went 0 for 4 last night, but the night before he was 3 for 5. He's hitting over 400 against the Kernels pitchers.
And 343 on the year with 13 home runs.
There's a throwback to first. Sean Danielson is back safely. Carl Jonah is on the mound for the Kernels.
And the Quad Cities are up 1-0.
Jonah sets and fires. The runner goes to throw down to second base in time. That was a great throw by Michael Collins behind the plate. They were close before and called out this time. The manager.
Well, it's not going to be without an argument.
It was a 2-6 throw down to second base.
Danielson got a great jump on Jelena, and from up here, he was safe by a foot.
I thought the other play was much, well, probably just as close. Both calls could have gone either way.
Hey, take what you get, and Cunningham jawed a little bit, but...
So the second out for the Kernels. Caught stealing clears the bases of swing players. And Stavinoha swings at strike 2. He has
to Michael Collins' credit, he's been very accurate with his throws.
0-2 count to Nick Stavinoha. Jelena sets and fires, called strike 3 looking. That is the second strikeout victim for Carl Jelena tonight. 3 up and 3 down. There's a single, but caught stealing, no runs scored, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on board. The swing have stranded 2 here in the game. We'll head into the bottom of the third inning. Coming up for the Kernels will be top of the order, Sean Rodriguez, Nate Sutton, and Michael Collins to lead it off. Swing lead the Kernels 1-0. You're enjoying Kernels baseball here in the zone.
To make your landscaping dreams become a reality, see the experts at Keen's Material. Retaining walls, custom patios, walkways, and steps, Keen's Material has all the hardscape elements needed to complete your landscaping project. Need ideas? Visit Keen's Outdoor Display Area on 12th Avenue Southwest to see over 100 products showcased. Let your property reach its full potential with help from the experts at Keen's Material. Visit Keen's in Cedar Rapids, Coralville, and Eldridge, or on the web at keensmaterial.com. The following is an OnStar conversation.
OnStar Center, this is Wendy.
I just have a question. I know you all can call out, but can somebody call in?
Yes, of course. I have a phone number right here. Would you like it?
I sure would.
Okay, it's 262.
OnStar Hands-Free Calling is a voice-activated calling feature built into OnStar-equipped vehicles that allows subscribers to make and receive calls while keeping their hands on the wheel and eyes on the road.
You guys have helped me out many times. I love it.
Awesome.
I wouldn't trade this for all the tea in China.
I'm glad that it's working out for you.
There are no additional access fees, roaming, or long-distance charges.
Anything else I can assist you with?
Not unless you got a bag full of 50s.
If I had a bag full of 50s, I'd be in Mexico.
All right. You have a good day, okay?
You too.
You'll find OnStar on over 50 GM vehicles. OnStar by GM. To purchase hands-free calling minutes or learn more about this service, push your blue button or visit OnStar.com. OnStar hands-free calling is not available in Alaska and some other markets.
Top of the order for the Cedar Rapids Kernels. Sean Rodriguez will lead it off. Sean flew out in the first inning. 1-0 in favor of the swing of the Quad City. Matt Shear is on the mound for the swing. He has a 9-7 record. On deck for the Kernels is Nate Sutton, and then it'll be Michael Collins. First pitch in to Sean Rodriguez, taken for strike one. And here on Halloween night, what are some of the groups we have out there on the pavilion, Bob?
Well, the Heinz Ketchup folks are back again. They're up on the mezzanine tonight. Nice to have more of the Heinz people there. Rockwell has the finance group here tonight and the purchasing group and the Collins Community CU group. They're out in the deck area tonight. So Collins and Agon are certainly well represented here at the ballpark every night.
I would definitely agree with that. Sean Rodriguez fouls the ball back to the net. He has an 0-2 count. Nobody gone here in the bottom of the third inning. Shear fires. The ball gets away from the catcher, but it is outside for ball one. All of our Pets team members are wearing Cedar Rapids Kernels uniforms, too, so it was a little confusing before the game, trying to find everybody. Usually you stand out a little bit better. Everyone's blended in the dugout, except for me, of course, with my zebra shirt on.
Well, you could have called that play at second base.
Ball two to Sean Rodriguez.
And I think you would have gotten it right.
Hopefully. I think I probably would have gotten it right, too. I'd be a little biased, though. Sean fouls another pitch off. Bounces off the net. Still an even count at 2 apiece. Sean was 0 for 4 last night. Hitting .245 with 12 home runs, 39 RBIs. Shear fires ball 3 upstairs.
The Kernels, with this crowd tonight and with one more regular season game, are going to draw in the neighborhood of 175,000.
Now Sean Rodriguez sends the ball way up in the sky, and center fielder Sean Danielson is under it to make the catch. One gone here for the Kernels in the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 in favor of the Swing. The Swing have 1 run on 3 hits and no errors. Kernels have no runs on 1 hit and 1 error. That error was on Carl Delana, the pitcher. Now Nate Sutton stands in at the plate. Topped out in the first inning. He's hitting .233. He has 1 home run and 23 RBI. Shear sets and fires strike 1. And second pitch is inside for ball 1. 1-1 to Nate Sutton. Michael Collins is on deck, and then the Drew Toussaint. Shear delivers. Oh, outside. It just caught the corner. I was about to call that a ball.
It just hit the outside of the batter's box, too.
There's a bouncer foul down the first baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nate Sutton. A lot of kids dressed up tonight. I saw a Tinkerbell before the game. We had a Mickey Mouse.
And you have the inevitable witches here.
The witches are definitely out in numbers tonight. I've seen a few pirates as well. And, of course, probably the most popular is the baseball player with those Kernel jerseys we gave away on McDonald's night. Those are back in big numbers tonight. Nate fouls another pitch back off to the screen. He throws a 1-2 count. Good at bat by Nate.
Hanging in there against this rather gigantic right-hander in Matt Shear. Another foul back.
For feeding the fans tonight, they take those balls to guest services. They'll get a gift certificate to Zio Giano's and a form that authenticates their ball. There's ball 2 outside. Now Nate Sutton has an even count, 2 apiece. These first few batters here in the bottom of the third inning for the Kernels have really gotten some work out of Shear. Now Nate sends one looping into center field. Sean Danielson made a great play on the ball. He ran in and made a half bent over catch to get the second out for the Kernels here in the bottom of the third inning.
Danielson looked as if he was going to play it for a single, and then decided, I've got a shot at this, and took it and made it.
That brings Michael Collins up to bat. The catcher is second in the league in on-base percentages, a .407 on-base percentage. First pitch to Collins is upstairs for ball 1. 93-mile-per-hour fastball. On deck is Drew Toussaint. He checked his swing and it's called safe, so ball 2. Cedar Rapids Spirits are here, the cheer spirits, right? They're not the dancing spirits. They have so many different dance teams for the Spirits. It's a little confusing to keep them all straight.
Slider for a strike on Michael Collins, so it's 2-1 now.
Overcast. It said 20% chance of rain tonight, so hopefully it will hold off. Doesn't feel like rain, but sort of looks like it. And there's a shot straight up the middle. It trickles into center field, and Michael Collins is aboard with a single. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning and got his revenge now with a single.
That's why he has that wonderful on-base percentage and also a .318 batting average that's good for third in the league. Tyne run out first with 2 outs.
That'll bring right-hander Drew Toussaint up to bat. The left fielder is hitting .256. He has 19 home runs and 61 RBIs. Collins goes. The catcher got a good jump on him. Whoa, there was another close call at second base. Garrett Wilson out in the field called him safe, so credit Michael Collins with a stolen base.
His 16th, yes. And he's only been caught 8 times. That's pretty good when you're a catcher.
So now Collins is on second. There are 2 gone here in the bottom of the third inning. Drew Toussaint has an 0-1 count. And Shear fires, and Drew swung ahead of that ball for strike 2.
Much like Chris Walston, Toussaint has a very difficult time with that swerve, the curveball.
And Matt Shear has been using his curveball a lot tonight. I've only seen maybe 4 or 5 fastballs that I can think of right now. 0-2 to Drew Toussaint. Shear fires and ball high and away. On deck is Freddy Sandoval. Drew Toussaint struck out in the first inning. He's tied for 4th in the league in home runs. He has 19. There's swing and miss for strike 3. That will retire the inning for the Kernels. Kernels do not score. They had a runner on second. 1 hit in the inning, no errors. They leave 1 man aboard. The Kernels have stranded 4. The swing of the Quad Cities lead the Kernels 1-0. We'll be back with the 4th inning. You're enjoying Kernels baseball here in the Zone.
Have you heard the great news? Mediacom has stepped to the plate to give girls and boys the chance to do cool stuff with the Kernels and at the stadium. As a member of the Mediacom Little Sluggers, you'll get to have an autograph session with the Kernels, take a tour of the stadium, watch a movie from the outfield grass, take batting practice with the Kernels, and participate in a story time with the players. Join the fun of the Mediacom Little Sluggers by registering online at Kernels.com. That's Kernels.com.
Can you guess what that sound is? Let me help you out. It's a jail cell door getting slammed shut after you've been booked for DUI. Don't think you'll get caught? Think again. Officers are cracking down from coast to coast this month. So listen up. If you drive impaired, you will pay. The choice is yours. Designate a sober driver or you drink and drive, you lose. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Allergies? And sinus congestion? Tried almost everything and still no relief?
That's right.
Try Benadryl D, the histamine blocker with the active ingredient proven more effective than the leading OTC allergy medicine, plus a powerful decongestant to relieve your worst allergy symptoms and congestion.
Benadryl D. What could be better?
Benadryl D, allergy and congestion relief you've been looking for. Use as directed. Do not exceed maximum dose of 1 pill.
So we'll start the first half of the fourth inning, and a 1-0 ball game with the Swing out in front on a run and 3 hits and no errors. Cedar Rapids, no runs, 2 hits, and they've committed 1 error that contributed to that 1 run. First batter for the Swing will be Mike Ferris, the first baseman, left-handed batter. As Carl Jelena was the man who committed the error to allow the run to score, so it's on his shoulders right now as he delivers a strike over the heart of the plate.
Game's moving along pretty quickly, isn't it, Bob?
Well, that's it. You don't ever want to say that. That's it. Jelena throws on the inside. That brings us to Dirk Keller from Common Sense Advertising, the agency for Anderson and Brown Eye Care. And Dirk, I always had a cardinal rule that nobody could ever say in the booth, this game is moving along fast, because as soon as you said that, it slowed down to a crawl. Sandoval makes a fine running stab of the ground ball and then turns and fires and gets Ferris at first base, and 1 man is gone. But
Sandoval really extended nice there.
Old-time stuff.
Yeah.
Dirk, he has played a very, very good third base this year.
That was a tough play. He made it look awful easy. He stretched, reached, and threw all at one motion, really, and got the runner.
Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. Chris Patrick, the batter, with 1 out here in the top half of the fourth inning, and 1-0 Quad City. Swing and a foul off in front of the Swing dugout, and we go 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, things in Iowa City, I imagine, are heating up, aren't they?
That time of year.
It's the pitch.
Students are back. Football's right around the corner. Kernel season's almost over.
And your Cardinals are in first place.
Again.
Oh, line drive that is foul down the left field line into the bullpen in the area where the tarp is stored, and we're at 2-2. Ball 2 and strike 2 to Chris Patrick.
I know it's not very popular to be a Cardinal fan around these parts, but
well, I think there's more here every year.
With all the success they've had recently, it's understandable. We even got a radio station that carries Cardinal games in these parts now.
And you will have next year, too, because they're going to have to promote a network. There's a swing and a foul back of the dugout protector. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Patrick.
It's been a well-pitched game to this point, Bob. We've got 2 strong pitchers.
Terrific pitching last night, too, by both teams. Here's the delivery. Swung on a line drive, foul again in the same spot to the target down the left field line. Ball 2 and strike 2. I was in St. Louis recently doing a show with Cal Eldred and his progress, and Mediacom will have that starting the month of September.
Really? I'll look forward to watching that. Cal's had a tremendous year in spite of the early setbacks.
There's a swing and a ball that's dumped into right field for a base hit by Chris Patrick. After hitting the ball foul to the left and just having the overswing, he finally met the ball where it was pitched and drove it into right field.
He hit it where we weren't.
Runner at first. Eric Verbeek comes on to be the hitter. Runner at first, 1 out. I was telling John that after going to Busch Stadium, there's a ball that's inside. It, when you look at the underpinnings and go in the clubhouse and so on, you can see why the place has to be imploded.
Yeah, they've let it go a little bit because they knew now for a couple of years that they're going to have a new ballpark. But, you know, that place holds a lot of memories for guys like me and, of course, John Rogers.
And they are pumping the memory bank very, very hard in the marketing department.
They've done a real good job of that.
Yes, they have. Very good. Stretch, here it is. Swing and a ground ball that goes into right field for a base hit. Patrick makes the turn. Giannotti picks up the ball, gets it back in, and now 2 men are on for the swing. And Jelena, who gave up 3 hits in the first 3 innings, has given up 2 more here in the 4th.
Bob, this game has slowed down.
Yes, I know. Matt Shepard comes on.
It's a good place for a double play right here.
Yeah. If you hang around the booth long enough, you find out what that is. Now the stretch. And the pitch on its way. That's a curve that drops inside for a ball.
You can keep him off balance.
The Colonel infield, halfway in. Sandoval, Rodriguez on the left side. Sutton at second, Walston at first, and Jelena to deliver. Swung on, ground ball, same spot, right field for a base hit. That'll fill him up. Cunningham holds up the runner at third as the cutoff man is missed by Giannotti, but the ball is saved from getting away by Collins. Michael Collins saved that from becoming a slippery situation on an error.
Collins, the Colonel's catcher, made a beautiful stop there on that wild throw. That had disaster written all over it.
Yes, it did. He got in front of it, blocked it with his body, and came up with the ball. And here comes Kernan Ronan, the pitching coach, to talk things over with Jelena, who has given up 3 consecutive singles.
Bob, you were mentioning the
Nothing
Cardinals.
hit very hard.
No, nothing. A lot of seeing eye singles. You were just speaking earlier about the St. Louis Cardinals marketing efforts on their last season at Old Busch Stadium. I just got something new today from the Cardinals Baseball Club. They're selling seat backs from Busch Stadium, autographed by the 5 living Hall of Fame Cardinals, $555, just for the back of the seat. And I'll bet they sell every one of them.
Oh, yes. They're going to wind up selling everything that'll can be detached before the ballpark is torn down. I thought in going by the new park that they still had a tremendous amount of work to do.
Oh, they do. A lot.
Now the stretch and the pitch. Swung on, ground ball left field. This will score 2. 1 run is in. Here comes the second run with Verbeek, and it is now 3-0. So all of a sudden, Jelena has not been able to get anybody out. a bunch of seeing eye ground balls has done him in here. With 2 runs to score, Shepard goes to second.
Well, I hope I haven't brought the bad juju for the Kernels with my comment.
Casey Roulette gets an RBI, 2 RBIs, to bring his total to a very, very modest 7. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back with Cody Palmer. 4 straight hits. 3 runs, 7 hits now for the Swing. No runs and 2 hits for the Kernels here in the last half of the 4th inning.
Time for a stop right now.
Maybe time for action in the Kernel bullpen, but there is none as of the moment. Chelleneth takes throw to second base. And the stretch. Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike.
Kernel's pitcher's got some pretty decent pop on his fastball. Keeping it in the high 80s. But I don't think the fastball is what these Quad City Swing are getting lucky on.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, a little pop-up into shallow right, and a great over-the-shoulder catch made by Nate Sutton. Sutton gets Palmer on a very difficult little pop-up. He had to turn his back, run towards right center field. Ball came right over the top of his head, right into his glove, and he had enough to pivot and throw to second to try and double up Shepard, but Shepard was back there in time.
That had trouble written all over it. He made a nice play, Nate did.
2 outs now, and that brings up Matt Lamency. Right-handed batter, big strider at the plate, and Chelleneth is looking, throwing. There's a bouncing ball to Rodriguez. Flips it to Sutton. 4th out to retire the side. So after getting into some deep trouble, Chelleneth gets out of it with only 2 runs scored. And in the top half of the 4th inning, 2 more runs for the Swing at the Quad Cities on 4 hits. There were no Kernel errors and 2 men left on. After 3.5 here at the ballpark, it is 3-0. The Swing over the Kernels. We'll have more in Kernel baseball. You're listening to the Cedar Rapids Kernels in the Zone.
The home of high school football, the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM, takes the show on the road this fall. Join us for the Zone High School Tailgate Tour, sponsored by the Dave Berry Real Estate Team at Coldwell Banker. The Zone Scott Unash is live from Prairie High School this Friday at 3. It's a tailgate party with pep bands, cheerleaders, coaches' interviews, and games, prizes, and stuff from Coca-Cola, iWireless, and lots more. Pick up your Penny Saver insert every Wednesday for the Zone High School Tailgate Tour, sponsored by the Dave Berry Real Estate Team at Coldwell Banker. It's your best source for Metro game info, including the Zone ESPN Radio 1600 AM Friday night game of the week, a complete schedule of all the week's games, and valuable offers from our tailgate tour sponsors. So join us this Friday at 3 at Prairie High School for the Zone Dave Berry Real Estate Team High School Tailgate Tour. Only here on the home of high school football.
The Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. Business for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
For nearly 50 years, Advanced Systems has been providing office technology solutions. Whether you're looking for a simple multifunctional system or a complex software program, Advanced Systems is your solutions provider. We're continuing to build upon our tradition of providing outstanding service to each and every client.
Business for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
In the last half of the 4th inning, Cedar Rapids Kernels will send third baseman Sandoval, DH Rentz, and center fielder LeBlanc to the plate. Against Matt Shearer, big right-hander of the St. Louis Cardinals Farm Club in the Quad Cities.
Time for the girls to make some noise here.
Beloit 2, Peoria nothing in the fourth. Cedar Rapids is pulling for Peoria. Swing and a high foul fly off to the left. It is not going to be playable. Up on the roof of the dugout, takes a high bounce off the concrete and back into the stands to make it strike one. Kane County 4 and Southwest Michigan 2. That game in the middle of the sixth inning. And Cedar Rapids is pulling for Southwest Michigan. So the Kernels here trail 3-0. This pitch misses on the inside. And we go to 1 ball, 1 strike. The swing leading 3-0. Wind up, here's the pitch. Curve. That's handcuffed. He started that swing and tried to time it. And he mistimed it. Here's the pitch. Swung on, line drive right field, base hit. This ball will be cut off in front of the warning track, but overrun by the right fielder and in easily. Freddy Sandoval at second base with his 33rd double of the year. That's 4th in the Midwest League.
Sandoval adjusted real well on that pitch and really ripped a frozen rope down the right field line there.
Scherer tried to give him one too many curveballs.
Yep.
That brings up Jordan Rentz. So the Kernels, for the first time tonight, get the first man up on. Stretch. Pitch by Scherer, swung on, lined into left field. That'll go to the wall and will score a run. Rounding third, coming in, Sandoval at second base. The attempt, he is out at second. The left fielder chased the ball down, and Lemansek threw without the benefit of a relay man to second baseman Chris Patrick, and Patrick had Rentz dead to right.
That was a real strong throw and a real bad decision to try for 2. That's unfortunate.
We're talking with Dirk Keller, who's up here tonight, representing Common Sense Advertising and the advertising group for Anderson and Brown Eye Care. And Dirk, you have seen what Cedar Rapids has done all year, run themselves out of innings.
It's been a tough season that way. That was still a real nice hit down the left field line. And it took a great play by the Swings left fielder to...
Yeah. Lemansek really popped that ball back. He showed a good arm. I didn't think he had a shot at it. Swing and a line drive into right field, so they're still going. And Verbeek picks up this one quickly and holds Josh LeBlanc to a single. So it's 3 hits in a row, a double, a single, and another single.
That was another nice rip right there.
For Freddy Sandoval, with his 33rd double of the year, that puts him in 9th place on the all-time double list of the Cedar Rapids Kernels.
Wow. The last 3 Kernels batters have had real good swings.
They've attacked the ball, Dirk.
Really have. Hope they can keep it up here.
Stretch, the look over, and here's the pitch. Swung on and line, pow, down the right field line. Right now, they're just taking every pitch and taking a hack at it. Right-hander throwing in the Swings bullpen.
I don't know if that radar gun's accurate, but it said that last pitch by Scherer was 54 miles an hour. And the Kernels batter got around on it awful quick. It must have surprised him.
Looks like a watermelon coming in there. Giannotti takes a strike on the inside corner and quickly strike 2. We have 1 out, 1 in, 1 on, and a 3-1 ball game in favor of the Swing of the Quad Cities last half of the 4th inning. Now the hesitation. Long look, and Giannotti takes stock.
It's like the Swing have somebody up in their bullpen already. They're not going to mess around tonight. Got a right-hander.
This game is, we were talking, this is important to them as this one is to the Kernels. Throw over to first and the runner's back. Swing won the first game 13-8. Cedar Rapids won last night 1-0. Now we're 3-1 in the last half of the fourth. Again, LeBlanc leads. Throw over again, and he is back. And the third base grill getting a good workout tonight. Again, the grill has put up that wonderful smelling fog that makes a great ambiance behind the dugout of the visiting team. Another ball is outside. Ball 1 and strike 2.
For some reason, Bob, I'm craving bratwurst all of a sudden.
Shearer is ready again. Here it is. Giannotti fouls it off to the right. So it's still 1-2. Giannotti batting .238. He walked in his first appearance here tonight. Last game of the regular season out here tomorrow night. First pitch at 7:05.
Hard to believe baseball's almost over in Cedar Rapids.
It is that. There's a ball that's outside. Ball 2, strike 2. Well, the stadium will have some things going on in the month of September. We have a big showcase by Perfect Game. And some other teams, I think, will come in here and play. The pitch. There goes the runner. Pitch out. Here's the throw. Safe. The throw by catcher Cody Palmer was to the first base side of second. Consequently, the slide by LeBlanc was in time. His 17th stolen base of the year. He's been caught only 5 times.
He had a real nice jump on that pitch.
And even though they called a pitch out with the throw errant towards the first base side of second, he was there. There's a little, ground ball to Roulette. Throw low into the dirt, safe at first, going to third on the play, LeBlanc. So we'll see if the Kernels can take advantage of that. First error of the night by the swing. The error of the third baseman on the low throw.
That's the break the Kernels were looking for here in this inning. We gave them a break last inning.
And we're going to get the pitching coach to come out to the mound and try and settle down Matt Shearer.
Shearer was just mowing the Kernels down here in the first 3 innings, and then he ran into trouble here in the fourth.
It got to him with the double by Sandoval to start it off, and Brian Eversgerd, the St. Louis Cardinals assigned pitching coach to the Quad Cities, out there to the mound.
I'd like to have that single that we tried to stretch into a double back right now. There'd be another run on the board.
And the tying run would be at third.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Well, I hope all the Kernels fans listening out there are making plans right now to come out to the ballpark tomorrow night for the last home game of the season.
Well, it'll be a special night. It always is, with a lot of specials in the concession area and the Jim Ritter Diamond Shop. Remember, since they're celebrating Halloween tonight, Christmas follows. There's a swing at a foul tip by Chris Walston. And you can get some early shopping in out here at bargain prices tomorrow.
And that is the Kernels' tradition, end of the season tradition.
Oh, yes. Runners at first and third, the stretch, and here's the pitch. Walston swings on an 83-mile-an-hour slider to make it strike 2. Chris struck out in his first appearance, and now he is vulnerable to the curveball.
He was way out in front of that last pitch.
There's a swing and a foul. He was able to get a little wood on it, foul it back, and protect home plate. It's still strike two.
Nice to see Shearer make a mistake here and lay one out over the plate.
Well, Walston could lose the ball for you if he happens to get it in the right spot. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. And now they have the runner trapped between third and home. LeBlanc turns and
interference on
they're
the batter.
going to be called interference.
Still an out. It's still a double play, actually.
Yes, it's still a double play.
The runner going from first to second is out. With interference on the Kernels batter, with the catcher trying to make the throw to second.
Yep.
That's a tough break there, Bob.
Well, that's, again, a microcosm of what this season has been about. There's been a lot of that going on, and it's now a 3-1 ball game in favor of the swing of the Quad Cities after 4 innings here at the ballpark. Kernels get a run, and we move to the 5th. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
When we were children, we were taught to save for a rainy day, but what if it rains harder than you expected? Tanya Sedlock, your professional Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, understands about the storms that life can bring. Whether you need auto, home, business, life, or health insurance, Tanya will review the coverages you need for your life and the lives of the ones you care about most. Help the sun shine on your life with a visit to your hometown Pekin insurance professional, Tanya Sedlock, at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency.
The home of high school football, the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM, takes the show on the road this fall. Join us for the Zone High School Tailgate Tour, sponsored by the Dave Berry Real Estate Team at Coldwell Banker. The Zone Scott Unash is live from Prairie High School this Friday at 3. It's a tailgate party with pep bands, cheerleaders, coaches' interviews, and games, prizes, and stuff from Coca-Cola, iWireless, and lots more. Pick up your Penny Saver insert every Wednesday for the Zone High School Tailgate Tour, sponsored by the Dave Berry Real Estate Team at Coldwell Banker. It's your best source for Metro game info, including the Zone ESPN Radio 1600 AM Friday night game of the week, a complete schedule of all the week's games, and valuable offers from our tailgate tour sponsors. So join us this Friday at 3 at Prairie High School for the Zone Dave Berry Real Estate Team High School Tailgate Tour. Only here on the home of high school football.
The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
And while we've been away, Bobby Magallanes had a long discussion with the plate umpire, Nicholas Nolde, about the interference call that really was just a judgment call. Walston was out one way or the other. The question was, did he strike out or did he interfere? It's called with interfering with the catcher, and consequently the rundown between third and home, and that was the inning. First pitch by Jelena to a left-handed batter for the Quad Cities. That would be Sean Danielson, takes a strike.
It was a tough break there on that last play of the inning.
There's a fastball that's inside, and we go 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, this late in the year, you should not be making errors like that.
That's right.
Now the motion, here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back into the stands here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Sean Danielson, left-handed batter.
Well, they just have to overcome those kind of mental mistakes.
Swung on and a little looping, lazy fly ball to Toussaint. He gloves it, and 1 man is out. Danielson flies to Toussaint. Here comes Stavinoha. Doubled in the first, struck out in the third. Dirk, you've covered a lot of baseball. What teams have you broadcast for?
Well, I've only done broadcast in college. I spent a couple of years at St. Ambrose in Davenport studying radio and TV, and then transferred to the University of Iowa. So not much broadcasting, but I worked in radio.
Hawk games, haven't you? Baseball?
No,
I
not
thought you had.
no play-by-play. But when I was in school, I did line the field in the batter's box and things like that.
Well, good. Well, I knew you were around the area.
Yep. I grew up listening to Harry Carey and Jack Buck.
Oh, yes. There's a swing and a high fly ball into right field. It's in foul territory, sliding and not making the catch is Giannotti.
That was a great effort by Giannotti.
Took an effort for it. Made the slide, tried to come up with the ball that couldn't quite do it. Instead, he flips it into the stands down the right field line as a souvenir. That makes the count strike 2 to Stavinoha.
I will tell you, Bob, that it's an honor to work with a Hall of Famer like you.
Well, that...
Don't worry.
We should bring you up to date, though, that Dirk's had a lot of radio television experience. Lots of it.
It's a lot of fun.
Here's the pitch. Swung on. Ground ball to Rodriguez. He lets the ball play him, comes up with it, and throws him out. 2 men are gone.
He kept that in front of him, which is what you're supposed to do. He did let the ball play him, though, didn't he, Bob?
Oh, yeah. But that short hop business, it takes a long time to develop a routine for that. That's the difference between a major leaguer and an 8-league player. A major league shortstop eats that play up. Swing and a foul back up over the top of the grandstand here by Mike Ferris. Interesting, you being a St. Louis Cardinal fan, that Cunningham, the skipper of the Swing, has a very interesting lineup tonight when you analyze it. There's a swing and a high drive to right.
Got trouble
this ball may be close to the warning track, and Giannotti is there to make the catch to retire the side. And what I was talking about, he's got, as his number 4 hitter, a 227 batter, and as his 7th hitter, a 289 batter, and as his 8th hitter, a 143 batter. So
that's something Tony La Russa might do.
Kind of a mix and match situation there on the Swing's batting order, and they lead as we have played half of the game. The end of 4.5 innings, 3-1 the score. Quad Cities leading. We'll have Colonel Baseball in the zone.
I'm Dave Shea. For 35 years, I was a news anchor for Channel 2. You may also see me driving around Cedar Rapids in my Honda Accord. Well, I retired from broadcasting, but I haven't given up my Honda. For years, I've told friends they should consider owning a Honda, specifically from Randy Keel Honda. Randy is a local dealer with 13 years of experience in matching drivers to the right vehicle. He has a fine selection of new Hondas as well as quality pre-owned vehicles. And more than just a reliable service department, Randy Keel Honda offers Confidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle sold. You can take my word for it, but you may also want to talk with other Honda owners. They're people you know, your friends, your neighbors, maybe even your relatives. And you can do more homework by logging on to Randy's website at www.randykeel.com. I'm a satisfied Honda owner, and I'm sure you will be too. See Randy Keel Honda today on Centerpoint Road Northeast.
There's a reason Dick Ramsey is the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company, Skogman Realty. It's because Dick Ramsey works harder for you than anyone to make selling your home easy for you. Take Dick's one-of-a-kind home trade program. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes and Dick will buy yours. Dick Ramsey provides 2 other unparalleled services: a free 1-hour telephone loan approval and a free 1-hour telephone appraisal on your property. Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty, the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company.
Back at the ballpark, we have had an adjudication of that interference call, and we will take that up in a moment as the Cedar Rapids Kernels come to bat in the last half of the 5th inning. With the top of the order, Sean Rodriguez stepping in there against Shear. who was unsteady in the last inning. Let's see how he comes out this time with a 86-mile-an-hour curve to make it strike one. Now the pitch. Swung on and fouled back into the screen, and the count moves along to strike two. The interference call on Walston should have been an automatic out, and the runner should not have advanced, and the run down at third should not have occurred because it's a dead ball. There's a swing and a foul back into the screen. I've been kind of playing this over in my mind, and it did not seem right to me the way the thing came out, but it's kind of a rarity in the game anyway, and presumably the ump had the right call. But in this case, the Kernels got cheated of an out.
We had runners at first and third, one out, and the batter swung and missed and lunged over the plate as the runner on first was trying to steal second. And as Bob just said, it should have been a dead ball, batter out, dead ball, but the umpire ruled it a strikeout, and the runner on first
in the
was out.
rundown was yes.
And that's not the rule.
There's a swing and a miss on a curveball. Rodriguez got fooled on that one by a good margin. One man is out. That brings up Nate Sutton. Slide out in the first, slide out to center in the third inning. Left-handed batter, Nate Sutton. Scheer delivers. Swung on. Line drive, right field, base hit. Bounces up against the wall. And Sutton digs for second. He'll hold there. Cutoff man. Chris Patrick takes the throw from right fielder for Bike, and it's a double by Sutton, his 8th double of the year. So the Kernels come right back on Scheer with an extra base hit. That gives them 2 doubles in the game out of 6 hits.
He really turned on that ball nice, didn't he, Bob?
They've been juicing up on that curveball. They've been timing it and driving it. That brings up the Cedar Rapids Kernels MVP of the year in Michael Collins. Stretch, here's the pitch. Michael takes low for a ball. 0-1.
He's really had a fantastic season.
Yes, he has. The Australian has moved between catcher and first and catcher, and he has been the most consistent day in and day out of the Colonel players.
Those are the kind of tools that a major league club is looking for, somebody that's versatile.
There's
he got hit again.
Got hit. That's the second time that Collins has been hit by a pitch in this game, and he will absolutely not take one move. He will stand there. He gets hit, and he goes right to first, never looks at the pitcher, never shakes it off, just goes down the line.
He doesn't fear that ball.
So the Kernels have the tying run at first, 1 out, and that brings up Drew Toussaint. Now Scheer has struck out Toussaint twice and has fooled him with curveballs. Let's see what happens now. Here's the pitch. Curve drops low and outside for a ball. And again, action in the bullpen down the left field line for the swing.
Here's a spot for him to renew himself right here. He's probably going to get a pitch.
First half of the year, 300 hitters. Second half of the year, 200 hitters.
There you go.
Swing and a drive in the center. He gets good wood on it. Going back. It is off the wall. 1 run will score. Can they score 2? Here comes Collins. Here comes the throw. Safe at the plate. The game is tied at 3 on a double by Drew Toussaint.
He really redeemed himself with that hit. He came within a foot of hitting that out at dead center, right above the 400-foot sign. And that center fielder for the swing planted his face right into that wall, Bob. That had to hurt.
Danielson made a good effort at it. Tried to climb the wall, but it was no go, and Toussaint gets his 25th double of the year. And now his RBI total is up to 63.
And it's a brand new ball game.
We're at 3-3. Both sides have 7 hits. Both sides have committed an error. And now for the lead. Shearer delivers, and it's low and away to left-handed batter Freddy Sandoval, who doubled to start the Cedar Rapids Kernels eruption in the last half of the fourth. And now Cunningham comes on, and that is going to be it.
Looks like they're going to bring in a right-hander, Bob.
Another right-hander will check in as Joe Cunningham goes out to the mound, and that'll be all for Shearer, who leads after a record of 9-7 coming into tonight. And he has now been able to pitch 4 1/3 innings tonight. That'll give him 129 innings on the year, but his ERA 3.83, and he is out of the game. And he will not get a decision one way or the other. The pitcher coming in will be Michael Gross. Gross is 6'4", another 235 out of Marietta, Georgia, and the University of North Carolina. He was the Cardinals' 33rd round selection in June 2004.
The big boy.
Well, they have cookie cutters these days as signing pitchers. You have to be 6'4" plus and go 230. Toussaint at second represents the lead run in the game of a 3-3 contest, and the right-hander comes on to replace Shearer. And the first batter to face him will be Freddy Sandoval.
You know, back when I was in college, somebody this size was a right guard or left tackle. Things have changed, Bob.
Yes, they have. Big is better to Major League scouts these days. So Timothy Michael Gross is out on the mound from the University of North Carolina by way of Marietta, Georgia. And Sandoval will bat. They'll turn him around, and he'll bat left-handed. Now the pitch. Swung on by Freddy.
Moore's got a funny little herky-jerky motion when he throws that ball.
He inherited 1 ball, no strikes, and now it's 1-1. Toussaint at second. Stretch, here it is. Low and away. He did not go around on it. 2 balls and a strike. Michael Gross for the swing of the Quad Cities on the mound in the last half of the 5th inning. As the playoff situation again becomes very intriguing in Cedar Rapids tonight. There's a ball that missed the outside corner. Cody Palmer thought it was in the zone. 3 balls and a strike. In the middle of the 6th, Kane County 7 and Southwest Michigan 2.
Got a big gap in left field. Maybe.
There is ball 4, too low, and now there are runners at first and second. That brings up Jordan Wren, hitting below 200, but with 1 for 2 tonight. Beloit 3, Peoria 2. That game is in the 4th inning.
Good opportunity for Jordan to be a hero tonight.
And Peoria has come back with 2 runs in that game. They trailed 2-0 or 3-0. Now it's 3-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on a slider over the outside corner, and Rentz didn't get it.
He had a nice cut.
LeBlanc will be next. Toussaint with a 2-run scoring center field double to tie the game at 3. There's a double play ground ball over to the shortstop. High throw into the screen. Here comes Toussaint to score. Kernels lead 4-3. Shortstop Matt Shepard threw the ball away on the attempted double play.
I'll tell you what, Moore took him out at second real hard. Got to credit the base runner with a little help on that. That was nice.
Well, the ball sailed on him as he came across the bag, and he got ball and ball player coming into him. And a 4-6-3 attempt results in an error on the shortstop. And the second error tonight, and it results in Cedar Rapids scoring with Drew Toussaint. And now it's a 4-3 Kernel lead. Here's the pitch. Outside and low to Josh LeBlanc, left-handed batter.
That run will count against Shearer. Close the books on him tonight. It's an unearned run, I guess, but
here's the delivery. There's a swing on a curveball at 83 miles an hour. That's making it 1-1. 1 out now. Freddy Sandoval erased. There's a ball that's low. And then the error by the shortstop allows Jordan Rentz to lead at first. 3 runs in. There's a swing and a drive into left field base hit. This will go to the left field corner. Chugging around is Sandoval. He's going to try and score, and he is going to be safe at the plate. Catcher couldn't come up with the ball.
Should have been out. That was a terrible throw by the third baseman.
The relay was low and into the dirt, and Cody Palmer, the catcher, got the ball down between his shin guards and couldn't get it out.
That was a beautiful opposite field hit there by LeBlanc. He went with the pitch.
That's his third hit of the night. 2 singles and a double, and the Kernels lead 5-3.
And he's on third base with 1 out. He took third on the throw home.
So the Cedar Rapids Kernels come back. Here's the pitch.
Whoa.
He was going to bunt. That's Giannotti taking it, and it's a ball low. Ball 1 and no strikes. Runner at third in Josh LeBlanc.
Bob, do you think he was bunting on his own there?
Yes, he's done that all year. So, and he's beaten a lot of them out with 2 out. There's a swing and a line drive. Right center field will score the Kernels' 6th run of the game. Giannotti gets credit for driving home Josh LeBlanc, and the Kernels lead 6-3. And now the 9th man to bat in the inning, Chris Walston, comes on against Michael Gross, who has not been any kind of a mystery to the Cedar Rapids hitters so far. But that crucial error on a double play ground ball turned it around for the Kernels, and they pounced on that. There goes Giannotti. Here's the throw. It goes into center field, and Giannotti was going to run for third, but the center fielder, Danielson, was right there to back it up, and there was then no chance to make it to third.
Well, here's a chance for Mr. Gross to redeem himself as well with a base hit and another run scored. Be nice.
For Giannotti, his 17th stolen base of the year. Now the pitch. Low and away. Makes it ball 2 and no strikes. A double by Sutton. Collins hit with a pitch. Double by Toussaint. Walk to Sandoval. Then Rentz with And there's a swing and a ground ball by Walston into center field for a base hit. Giannotti will score. Here's the throw. He's safe at the plate. Walston goes to second on the throw, and the Kernels lead 7-3.
This has been a huge inning for the Kernels. A lot of batters redeeming themselves here in the 5th inning. Mr. Gross being just the most recent one. That was a nice hit.
Giannotti scores, and Chris Walston at second base for the Kernels. Walston's 26th run driven in. And we're going to get another pitcher for the swing of the Quad Cities, and the Cedar Rapids bullpen will get active too.
Joe Cunningham looks a little disgusted.
Well, he's had a short fuse with changing pitchers in this series, and 9 Kernels have batted. The Kernels have upped their hit total to 10.
Scored 6 runs so far in this inning. We've still got a runner on second with 2 outs.
So in this inning, been 5 hits by the Kernels. Tyler Amanchek comes in out of Westlake, California. He's 6'6", but he only weighs a puny 190 pounds.
I remember when I used to weigh 190 pounds.
So the Kernels with a 6 spot so far in the last half of the 5th inning. That brings up Sean Rodriguez, the 10th man to bat.
No reason to stop now.
Justin Ballman, the hitting coach, down at the first base area. There's a ball that's inside, ball 1 and no strikes. Manchek, big right-hander. Outfield straight away, not very deep for Rodriguez. Swinging a foul back. Can the Kernels keep it going here? They have 6 runs in this inning, 10 hits for the game, after trailing 3-0.
Well, he had a big swing at that first pitch, or at that last pitch, excuse me.
Here's the delivery, high and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Sutton with a double in this inning. Toussaint with a double that scored 2 runs. Now the pitch. This missed the inside corner, and it's 3-1. Still 2 out, runner at second. Kernels has put 6 runs on home plate. Now the hesitation, and this one, ball 4. So in 2 appearances in this inning, Rodriguez has struck out and has walked.
I'm guessing that's not what the Swings manager wanted out of his relief pitcher there, Bob.
No, and
they don't have anybody warming up either.
Adamczyk didn't have a great deal of time to warm up before he got out there either, because Cunningham pulled the pitcher pretty quick. There's a strike over the outside corner to the left-handed batter, Nate Sutton. The guy who started all of this with a solid double into right field. And after that, the Kernels went to work for 6 runs. There's a swing and a line drive left field, base hit. Walston will have to be held up at third. Bases are loaded. Throw back to third. Walston had to use his 6'7" frame to get back to the bag. So Sutton gets a single. And the onslaught continues with Runners at first, second, and third. Walston, Rodriguez, Sutton are on the cushion. And the leading hitter for the Cedar Rapids Kernels this year, Michael Collins, is the batter.
Here's a big opportunity to put this game away. And he's just the man to do it.
Stretch. Here it is. Inside, up around the chin. He's already been hit twice in this game.
He does want to lean over, doesn't he?
Once in this inning. And he would have taken that one, too. This is one tough Australian hitter down there, my friends. Kernels lead it 7-3 in the last half of the fifth inning. The big play, though, double play ground ball that was messed up by shortstop Matt Shepard with a high throw to first. There's a swing, and Collins fouls this one back. One ball, one strike. A lot of kids here tonight enjoying the ball game, and they'll have another shot at it tomorrow night. 7 o'clock here at the ballpark.
One last chance to stay up late on a school night.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and a drive into right center field.
Burned him.
Well hit it is.
Burned him.
Out of here or up off the wall. 1 run is scoring. 2 runs are scoring. Make it 3 plated here. And the Kernels now lead 10-3 on a Taco Bell 10 spot. How about that?
That was huge. Wow. You know, I'm going to have to come and do more innings.
You certainly are going to be an invited guest here. Home run by Michael Collins, a grand slammer.
Well, that was a triple, or excuse me, a double, Bob.
He doubled. Excuse me. I kept thinking that ball was going to carry out of here.
It looked like it should have.
There's a strike, it's called. Michael Collins with a double. That is his 30th double of the year.
He just powered that over the right fielder's head.
That ball hit the very top of the wall. There's the swing.
Trouble.
And a drive by Toussaint. This one is going. It is gone! A home run.
Wow. He just crushed it. There was no doubt about that one, Bob.
2 more runs come in to score. Toussaint gets his 20th home run of the year. The movement of those wrists drove that ball over the 407-foot mark in left center field to make it 12-3.
This is an 11-run inning, and still nobody's up in the Swings bullpen. They're going to leave this guy out here to...
And, John, the biggest inning of the year, I would think, is it not, for the Kernels? 11 runs.
Wow. And they're not done yet.
Here's Freddy Sandoval taking a ball outside. It has been a Kernel eruption here tonight at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
The Kernels are popping, Bob.
12-3. There's a swing and a fly ball into shallow left center. Back is Shepard, and he makes the catch, and the inning finally comes to an end.
Wow. Bob, this has been a lot of fun.
You've been here on the biggest inning of the night, so thank you so much.
And I thought the game was going fast.
I told you. That's something you've learned tonight.
That's right. I have learned that. Bob, it's been a pleasure to work with you. It's always a pleasure to see you and John. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Enjoy the rest of the season.
And keep the Cardinals going.
And the Hawkeyes.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you in Iowa City football Saturday.
Saturday should be a great day.
Thanks very much, Bob.
Thank you, Dirk.
You're welcome.
Dirk Keller with us from Common Sense Advertising here in the broadcast booth tonight. And the Kernels come up with 11, count them, 11 runs and lead 12-3. And we have only completed, believe it or not, 5 innings of the game. We'll be back. You're listening to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
We've been telling you for some time that Greg's Lawn Service is a cut above the rest when it comes to caring for your lawn. However, Greg's experienced staff does so much more than lawn care. They offer complete landscape design and installation, concrete curb edging, grading, sodding, and hydro seeding. Yes, Greg's is a complete lawn care service, and they welcome the opportunity to show you why they are a cut above the rest. Give Greg's a call for more details about their wide range of services.
I'll live through you, I'll feed your cat, I'll fold your undies at the laundromat, unless you want me to have them dry. I get paid for that. I'll work things out, which makes get bad. I'll shave my soul back before I meet your dad. I'll wear a turtleneck to strategically hide my tattoos if I can. I'm winning the band, 'cause I'm winning your hand. I'm giving you all my time, but this Dr. Pepper is mine, Rich taste, oh yeah, this Dr. Pepper is mine. One taste and you get it. I'll shop with you, always be true. I'll never share my Dr. Pepper with you. Sorry. This Dr. Pepper is mine. One taste and you get it. So rich. This Dr. Pepper is mine. So refreshing taste, drink it by the case. This Dr. Pepper is mine. Isn't even a word.
And we start the first half of the sixth inning as the Quad Cities have been hit with a haymaker. Did they get the swing stung at them? Yes, they did. As 11 runs crossed the plate for the Kernels on 8 base hits and 1 error. And there's a curveball that's still low. And Jelena follows that up with another low pitch to make it 3 balls and no strikes to Chris Patrick. Strike is called over the outside corner. Patrick is struck out, singled, and scored. And now the pitch on its way. Strike is called on the inside corner. Ball 3, strike 2, full count. And here's the pitch on its way. Just off the corner. That's ball 4, and that puts a runner at first base.
Well, Bob, I'm going to slip Julie in, but before I do for the Springhouse question, you're absolutely right. Taco Bell 10 spot, 11 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. The Colonels sent 14 men to the plate, and you and Dirk Keller had a lot of fun.
Well, we did.
Yes.
We almost had a home run, and then we had a home run.
Yeah, almost a grand slam by Collins.
Swinging a high fly ball by Verbeek into right field. Giannotti is there, and he gloves the ball for out number 1.
Well, I don't see Julia, so she's probably still basking in the glow of that biggest inning of the year by the Colonels. So, Bob, whenever it could be the top of the 6th inning or the bottom, we'll get to the Springhouse trivia question. We'll do it at your leisure.
You were excited, too.
I almost jumped through the roof when the Toussaint capped it with that 2-run homer.
Stretch, here's the pitch. There's a strike over the outside corner. Jack Rader, I believe, was up here, too, wasn't he?
Yes, he said again that he was glad that you were able to call a 35-minute half inning. We haven't had enough of those at home with us batting this season.
There's a ball low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. And the Colonels lead 12-3. Here it is. Swung on, line drive, left field for a base hit by Matt Shepard.
He's 3 for 3.
Runners at first and second. Well, it was Shepard that opened up the floodgates with that wild throw on what would have been a double play.
And Jack said that was the biggest play of the inning, not so much to get on Shepard, but because Freddy Sandoval broke up the double play. He got in underneath Shepard, and those little things will win your ball games.
And Kernan Ronan out for a conference with Carl Jelena. Say, John Rogers stopped into the Spring House for lunch this afternoon. Had a steak, shrimp entree with French fries, cold lemonade, a salad. Ooh, boy. No watermelon. Here's the stretch. The pitch to Roulette, swings and fouls it off to the right. Well, John told me it was outstanding and it cost less than $10. So John Rogers suggests that you stop into the Spring House for your next home-cooked meal. He assures us that you'll be highly pleased like he was this afternoon at the Spring House. There is a curveball just outside to make it 1 ball, 1 strike. And, John, you know, you'll have to go back with an 11-run inning. You've got to go through the same routine. Now the stretch, here it is. Low and outside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Runners at first and second for the swing. 1 out. 12 runs on 13 hits for the Kernels. Plus 2 stunts, home run. Swing and a line drive, center field, another base hit. That'll fill them up for the Quad Cities. So all of a sudden, Jelena, presented with an 11-run inning, goes out to the mound and thinks, hey, this is going to be simple. Well, now he finds it's not going to be simple. And that brings up Cody Palmer, batting only 183 for the swing. Kernels trying to win their 6th game of the year from the Quad Cities. And there'll be action again in the Kernel bullpen.
Chris Waters.
Here's the pitch. Inside, bounces away from Michael Collins. Bases loaded, 1 out. Julia, let's wait 1 more pitch and then take a chance on the Spring House trivia question, all right? Here's the delivery. Swung on, ground ball to deep short. Rodriguez flips it. It's over to second out. Relay first out. A spectacular double play. Cody Palmer hits into a double play. Rodriguez to Sutton to Walston, and that was a beaut. All right, the trivia question.
All right, our trivia question tonight. What team was Cardinal center fielder Curt Flood traded to but refused to report to in 1969, choosing instead to sue baseball over the reserve clause? Again, what team was Cardinal center fielder Curt Flood traded to but refused to report to in 1969, choosing instead to sue baseball over the reserve clause? Our phone number here is 896-7589, 896-7589. Give us a call if you have an answer. Or what team was Cardinal center fielder Curt Flood traded to but refused to report to in 1969, choosing instead to sue baseball over the reserve clause?
And that was one of the biggest legal decisions that the game has ever experienced. We'll be back with more. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
This is Merlin Olson for the National Association for the Self-Employed. Have you ever wondered what other small business owners do for their benefits? It's not an easy task to find benefits. Tell you what I did. I joined the National Association for the Self-Employed. They're the nation's leading resource for micro-business owners. The NASC offered me the perfect small business benefit package at an affordable price. I gained access to affordable health insurance and also a great package of discounts on other personal and business benefits. Things I can really use, like discounted dental services, unlimited tax advice, and emergency road service. If you're self-employed or you run a micro business, do what I did. Call the National Association for the Self-Employed.
Health insurance is underwritten by the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company. 800-327-1913, 800-327-1913. Not available in all states. 800-327-1913, 800-327-1913.
When it comes to insurance and financial services, think smart. Think about Farm Bureau Financial Services. For auto, home, life, farm, and ranch,
retirement funding, and business protection. Call Vaughn Blythe in Cedar Rapids. More products, more services, more of your needs met. So for more information, call Vaughn Blythe in Cedar Rapids. Farm Bureau Financial Services. More than you think. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, West Des Moines, Iowa.
And the first pitch to the right-handed batter for the Cedar Rapids Kernels, Jordan Rentz. Swings, and it's a fly ball into center field. It'll be caught by Danielson, and he does make the grab. And Rentz is retired here in the last half of the sixth inning.
Bob, you said earlier that you didn't think a 1-0 lead would hold up in this game, and I didn't know you'd be as right as you were.
Well, I did not in any way, shape, or form think that 11 runs would be scored by the Kernels, who have had difficulty scoring 11 runs in 2 weeks. Ground ball to the right side is picked up by the first baseman. He flips it to Manchek, and the out is recorded on LeBlanc. 3-1.
Congratulations.
First baseman to the pitcher.
Thanks, Bob. Congratulations to Mark Murphy of Marion, Iowa. He lives on Winston Circle. We'll tell you why we're congratulating him here in just a moment.
First pitch to the left-handed hitter, Richard Giannotti, is inside for a ball. Ball one.
Mark was our Springhouse Trivia question winner. We'll repeat the question and share the answer he correctly gave. What team was Cardinals center fielder Curt Flood traded to but refused to report to in 1969, choosing instead to sue baseball over the reserve clause? Julia read the question very succinctly and clearly, and that's why the phone lines lit up. And Mark Murphy with the correct answer. Flood refused to report to the Phillies after the Cardinals traded him for Richie Allen in 1969, and Bob was about to comment on how that shook the baseball world and changed the game forever.
Certainly did. Ball three, strike one. The Curt Flood decision that he could do that changed the structure of the game. There's a strike on the inside corner. Ball three, strike two. Kernels lead 12-3.
Flood lost the court case, but it was reheard 3 years later in the Supreme Court, and as Bob said, even though he lost his case and kind of never got the credit he deserved as a great baseball player, he was shunned and was a shell of his former self. He paved the way for free agency, arbitration, multi-million-dollar contract.
And the Players Union.
That's right. All of that.
There is Chris Walston with a runner at first. Giannotti walks, and Walston fouls the ball back, skips up over the swing dugout back into the stands, and it's still a little bit hard to believe that 11-run inning.
Hits just kept coming and coming. Jack Rader said it was a great illustration that hitting's contagious.
There's a ball that's inside. One ball, one strike, and Walston and all of that had a hit.
Yes, he had an RBI single and scored.
Well, everybody scored.
Yes, they did.
Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, 2 balls and a strike. I understand that Jack Dahm, the Iowa baseball coach, is here tonight.
Yes, Jack was going to come in the 7th, Jack Rader, and take you down to Jack Dahm and let you visit with him, Bob. I asked Jack Rader if he thought Jack would like to join you, and not that he said no, but Jack Rader said he thought it would be more fun for you to go down and say hello to him, and Jack Rader will be coming back in the 7th inning to escort you down for however short or long you want to say hello to Jack Dahm.
There's a ball that's inside, and we go to 3-2. Ball 3 and strike 2 to Chris Walston with tall right-hander on the mound for the swing, and here's the pitch. Runner goes, and it's ball 4 inside.
This is Tyler Adamczyk on the mound for the swing. Michael Gross came in relief in that Colonel 11-run 5th inning. As Bob said, tomorrow, he talked about the Taco Bell 10 spot. All day tomorrow and evening, you can Purchase up to 10 beef tacos for 50 cents off the regular price at Taco Bell. 39-cent tacos up to 10 per customer. Just tell them you're there because the Kernels plated a Taco Bell 10 spot tonight.
Let's see, what have we had? 4 of them this year?
You got it, Bob. This is number 4. They always seem to come at the very best time.
There's a strike over the outside corner to the leadoff man for the Colonel Sean Rodriguez, who becomes in this inning the 5th batter. Pitch. Swung on. He gave it a home run rip that time, and it's strike 2. Man, I thought that Collins' hit was going out of the park.
So did Jack, so did Dirk Keller, and it must have hit the very top of the right field wall. It looked like a grand slam. It may have been, but the right fielder, Eric Verbreyck, may have duped the umpire and everybody.
Here's the pitch. Inside and high. Well, what we were going to talk about was that interference call. That has long since been no factor in this game.
Thankfully.
Hesitation. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Fly ball to right field. Well hit. It drops at the base of the wall. Base hit. That will score Giannotti. Walston goes to third. In at second with a double is Rodriguez. And the scoring goes on here in Cedar Rapids. Now it is 13-3.
Casey Mutter told you on the South Slope Communications Triple Play show earlier this evening, Bob, that he'd rather be hot going into the playoffs. He'd rather be hot than either having won the first half and having to try to put it into full throttle down the stretch. And what Casey said is really what the Kernels are right now. They're very, very hot, having gone 7-1 on the 8-game road trip to Clinton and Burlington. Were humbled here, but fought valiantly in losing 13-8 Monday night. Won a magnificently pitched game last night from Fernando Rodriguez, 1-0, and tonight they've just broken out of it. And this is a good time, as Casey Mutter said, to be hot.
Runners at second and third with 2 out and a run in. And there's a strike over the heart of the plate. Adamczyk. Right-hander out there on the mound.
Dirk Keller, our guest this evening, I know would like us to add an addendum to the State Farm or to the Springhouse trivia question. Kurt Flood did play 13 games for the Washington Senators in 1971. His manager was Ted Williams, but Kurt had his whole spirit had been eroded by the entire legal process. So he retired.
Ball outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike, and Williams was the type of fellow who would give Flood an opportunity.
Yes, he would. And did.
There's a strike over the outside corner. Ball 2, strike 2. 1 in, 2 out, 2 on. Now the Kernels have 14 hits and 13 runs. Swing and a fly ball foul. This one out of play.
Well, Bob, when you go visit Coach Dom in a few minutes, would you ask him about Nate Yoho? That's one of the most unusual names I've ever heard. Nate, apparently signed as a free agent by the Brewers, is doing very well in rookie ball. Nate Yoho.
Well, he was Iowa's star. Here's the pitch. Swung on off the handle of the bat and fouled off to the left. Ball 2, strike 2.
And you can tell Coach Dom I had the pleasure of hosting Jeff Clement on the South Slope Communications Triple Play show up in Appleton, and he is a credit to the state of Iowa.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball to the second baseman. He handles it. Patrick's throw is in time, and Sutton is retired, and so are the Kernels. But they put another run on the board on 2 base hits, a couple of doubles, and there were no errors and 2 men left. So we have completed 6 innings, and it's 13 runs 14 hits, 1 error, Cedar Rapids. 3 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors for the swing of the Quad Cities. We'll have more Kernel baseball. You're listening to the Cedar Rapids Kernels in the zone.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John's. Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
For more than 70 years, Rockwell Collins has been dedicated to providing innovative and dependable aviation electronics and communication solutions worldwide. We also bring a dedication of excellence to our communities to help ensure growth and prosperity. The long-standing partnership between Rockwell Collins and the Kernels is one way we're enhancing the quality of life in our community and making Cedar Rapids the best place to live and work. Rockwell Collins and the Cedar Rapids Kernels, partners on and off the field.
Smoky air is unhealthy for everyone, especially infants, children, the elderly, and those with asthma or other diseases. Tiny smoke particles can lodge in the lungs. Do your share for cleaner air by reporting smoking tailpipes at 1-888-END-SMOG. The Iowa Department of Natural Resources will send the vehicle owner information to help them repair problems before they become more costly, including coupons for parts and service. Call 1-888-END-SMOG or go online to iowacleanair.com.
We go to the top of the 7th on a milestone red letter day of the season. The Kernels 13 and Quad City 3. Carl Jelena is lifted. He goes 6 strong innings, giving the swing 3 runs, 2 earned on 9 hits. Carl Jelena, the French-Canadian right-hander, struck out 2 and walked 1. Chris Waters has answered a U.S. Cellular speed talk call to the Kernel bullpen. Top of the order for the swing, and the leadoff batter, Matt Lemancic, hits a towering foul pop into the third base seats, and that is strike 1. Well, Bob, I wanted to have you continue a little bit about Curt Flood. And again, this is why historians want the test of time and time between an incident as historic as Flood's refusing to report to Philadelphia. Some people in the baseball world, because let's face it, it's an old school type mentality, they called Curt Flood every name in the book: disloyal, a rebel, ungrateful. But what his point of view was, and whether you agree with it or not, is after 12 years with the Cardinals, he felt like he was treated like chattel being traded.
Well, it was a swing of the pendulum.
Yes. And a line drive hooking into the left field corner. It lands fair on the left field line. Oh, Lemancic falls down, and he settles for a long single. Boy, oh boy, he got his feet crossed up as he went into first base, and the crowd is giving him the Bronx cheer. I hope he's not shaken up. Matt Lemancic fell down hard going from home plate to the first base area. He's trying to put himself back together and stay in this ball game.
Well, he tripped over the bag.
And he went down hard. And Chris Waters is greeted with a leadoff single by Matt Lemancic.
As far as the swing are concerned, and Cunningham, the skipper, he won't go for any overplay of an injury when you pulled a trick like that.
In other words, the guy can't beg out of a game.
When you've made it, that's basically an error.
Base running mistake, a physical mistake to be sure. Sean Danielson, the speedster, 1 for 3 tonight. Yeah, I remember, Bob, the baseball establishment was as angry at Curt Flood as the nation was at Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, when he refused to report for the draft. I don't know if you call him a draft dodger. He objected on conscientious purposes because of his Muslim faith. But Curt Flood knew he was going to lose that case, knew it was going to cost him his career, yet, as you said, he swung the pendulum squarely into the court of the players.
Well, that was the owners brought that on themselves by not taking seriously what could happen and trying to reach an agreement before the thing got to the Supreme Court.
Which the Supreme Court ruled in Curt Flood's favor and said, basically, and baseball had to go along, a man has rights. He can veto a trade after so many years. He can have a no-trade contract in his a no-trade clause in his contract. He can, after a certain number of years, put his services out to the highest bidder. All of that was a result of Curt Flood's refusal to report to the Phillies when the Cardinals traded him in 1969. Here's Sean Danielson walking, and let's see if Chris Waters can get things going his way. He's surrendered a single and a walk in relief of Carl Jelena. 7th inning, Taco Bell 10 spot, Kernels 13, swing 3. Nick Stavinoha swings hard. He was trying to belt a 3-run homer, and it looks like he threw his whole body out of whack. Strike 1. Again, the final line on Jelena, 6 innings pitched, 3 runs, 2 earned, 9 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. This is Chris Waters coming set at the letters, his 0-1. A curve in the dirt for ball 1. 11 runs for the Kernels in the 5th inning on 8 hits. 14 men came to the plate. Kernels have erased the swing 3-0 lead. Obliterated it, hopefully. Ball too high, and right now, Bob, Chris Waters just doesn't look like himself.
No, he doesn't, and he is missing high, which is bad news.
Coach Dom is tuned into the broadcast. I did not catch the fellow who came in. I was taking the Springhouse trivia call. Perhaps an assistant coach of Jack's, Bob, someone that knew you.
No, he was an Iowa City man.
Okay. I know he was very excited about Coach being here, and so are we. A 3-1 pitch is fouled into the backstop, and it's a full count now to Nick Stavinoha.
Well, Jack has full-scale workouts in the fall. In fact, Jack Rader and I were talking today about the next May, we have that UNI Iowa game.
Ball 4 to load the bases. Chris Waters may be suffering from what a lot of relief pitchers do, and that is they're used to coming in with the game on the line, tight situations. It's tough to pitch in a mop-up role, and you certainly don't want to let this Colonel Laffer turn into anything serious. That's why Kernan Ronan has darted out of the dugout, and Chris Waters has loaded the bases with nobody out here in the 7th, 13-3 Kernels. Well, Bob, just a final word about Curt Flood. Because he's recognized and remembered as the guy who really cracked baseball to its foundation and changed the game forever, a lot of people forget that he was darn near a Hall of Fame center fielder. He was that good.
He was a very excellent player, both as an offensive player and as a defender. He was tough on the base paths, stole a lot of bases, was a typical Cardinal player of speed, power, and proficiency.
And the outfield in 67 was Brock in left, Flood in center, and Maris in right. And then the outfield in 68 was Brock in left, Flood in center, Bobby Tolan, Dick Simpson, and Dirk, was Mike Shannon in the right field in 68, or was it Tolan and Dick Simpson? Yep, Shannon was in right field. You're right. Ball 1 is inside to Mike Ferris, left-handed batter who narrowly missed a home run his last time up. And now ball 2 low and in. The Kernels get Michel Samar up on his feet in the bullpen. That's how, well, we said, Bob, the Kernels really need to win out this remaining 6 games, and you cannot take any chances if Chris Waters continues to throw like he is, ball too high. They're just going to be a very short leash on Chris Waters, who's pitched very well of late.
Yes, with the bases loaded, nobody out, he's in peck of trouble.
There's a strike to make it 3-1 on Mike Ferris. Chris Waters pitched an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief in the Colonel win in Burlington on Sunday afternoon. Ooh, a borderline pitch, ball 4, and that will probably be it. It's just a matter of how long Michel Samar has had to get ready. Poor Chris Waters has walked 3 in a row with a 10-run lead, and you just can't do that. It must be a matter, Bob, psychologically.
Well, that and release point on the pitches, he is just missing high all the time. He can't get into, well, let's use the word zone.
Exactly. Bases loaded. A run scores to make it 13-4 Kernels, and ball 1 in the dirt to Chris Patrick. The crowd grows restless, and they're not mad at Chris Waters. They just want any Colonel pitcher to be able to throw strikes and make the swing earn runs rather than walk. Here's a drive over the second baseman's head. They'll score a pair, and we have a brand new ball game, folks. 1 run in, another man scoring. First and third, nobody out, and the Colonel lead is whittled to 13-6. A 2-run single for Chris Patrick, and Bobby Magallanes will have to come out at any moment to remove Chris Waters, who has pitched so well the last several weeks, but tonight just hasn't been his night, and here comes, well, not yet.
Not yet. I think, well, sometimes he waits until the very last second, and the catcher and pitcher are conferring right now.
And in Chris Waters' defense, it sometimes is a very difficult task for a relief pitcher to come in with a 10-run lead. You would think, oh, come on, John. 10-run lead, that's what every pitcher dreams of. Well,
here he comes.
Sometimes a 10-run lead is not what every pitcher dreams of. Here comes Bobby Magallanes, and a second U.S. Cellular Speed Talk call to the Colonel bullpen has Michel Samar coming into the ball game. Chris Waters, unable to retire a batter, has pitched and a fine hand for Chris. Waters goes, I don't know how you put it in baseball. He worked in the 7th inning, did not retire a batter, and has given up 3 runs on 2 hits. Chris struck out none and walked 3.
And didn't retire anybody.
No, couldn't get a batter out, but there'll be better days for Chris. And here comes Michel Samar, Colonel right-hander Michel Samar. Well, Bob, this would be a great time to ask you a little bit about a function tomorrow. Tom Kelly, a very good friend of mine who works at General Mills and hasn't missed a Iowa football game in 28 seasons. Well, he's missed 1 home game due to a wedding, but he invited me to come tomorrow to the, doggone it, what did they?
Club.
Yeah, well, what did they rename the Collins Plaza Hotel?
Marriott.
Marriott. Doggone it, I should have known that. He invited me to come at 11:30, and he said you and John Campbell would be there, and I think you said it's an iClub function.
Yes, it is, and we always, at this time of year, are asked by the Lynn County iClub to come and make a prediction on the season.
Ooh. Boy, I would
talk about it, and the 3 television channels, 2, 7, and 9 will be represented, I presume, and J.R. Ogden of the Gazette will be there, and I'm going to turn the program over to those guys and let them see what they think about Iowa football.
I said, Tom, I can't go to that. I'm not an Iowa graduate. And he said, no, John, you do.
That makes no difference.
Which I did not know.
Open to anybody who would like to take in that jazz.
Well, I would. So I think if time permits,
you may be on the program. So.
Oh, no, I don't want Todd Brummelkamp. We need Todd. Todd.
I'll take care of that.
Thank you. Bob, thank you so much for help. We need some help. Michel Samar has come on. Eric Verbreyck, left-handed batter, the 6th man to bat here in the swing 3-run 7th inning. The Kernels with a Taco Bell 10 spot lead at 13-6. Michel Samar taking over for Chris Waters. And Eric Verbreyck singled and scored in the swing 2-run 4th inning. A bouncer into right, and Sutton can't get it. That's a base hit. Another run scores, and now the swing look like they're going to have one of the type innings the Kernels put on the board, and they're 11 runs, 5th inning. Another run scores to whittle the Colonel lead to 13-7. Mike Ferris scores to make it a 4-run inning. Chris Patrick goes from first to second, so Michelle Samar gives up a seeing eye base hit, the second of the game for Eric Verbrike, an RBI. That run charged to Chris Waters, and things are getting very, very serious now as the Swing have runners at first and second, nobody out. They have scored 4 runs and now trail by 6. It's 13-7 Kernels, and we're in the top of the 7th inning. We need some outs, or an out at least. Line drive, base hit into left. That'll load no. A run will score to make it 13-8. And Toussaint's throw home, cut off. That run is charged to Chris Waters, and the line is complete now on Chris Waters. Michelle Samar, unable to work his magic, has given up a pair of singles, both run-scoring singles. And now, as we say, the Swing look like they could be headed for a big, well, they have a big inning. They look like they could be headed for a monster inning. They have cut the Colonel lead, which was once 13-3 to 13-8.
There's still nobody out.
So we're in a heap of trouble. Here's Casey Roulette. Roulette has 2 hits tonight. And the Colonels now lead only by 5. Line drive into the right field corner. It is slicing foul ball. It would have scored a pair and made it 13-10. But it was foul for strike 1.
All right, we have an update from Peoria and Beloit. Peoria has taken the lead by 8-6, that in the top of the 8th inning. And Kane County a 7-2 winner tonight over Southwest Michigan. So one is looking good, and Kane County is moving along, and I think this thing is going to come down to the 4 games in Kane County. If you win 4, you're going to be in. If you don't, you won't.
That's how I felt about it, Bob. I thought we had to go 6-1, starting with last night's 1-0 win. Well,
but they're going to have to get out of this mess before.
Yeah, this is not a Colonel win at all. 13-8 Kernels. A curve is low, and it's 2-1 to Casey Roulette. He's the 8th man to bat in the Swing 5-run inning, and the Kernels have not retired a batter yet. Michelle Samar brings it. Ball 3 over but low. Now the crowd all over the plate umpire, Nick Nolde. Boy, that was a good-looking pitch from Michelle, but they called it low, ball 3. Strike 2 to run the count full. Quad Cities is taking a real run at the Kernels here in the 7th inning. They've scored 5.
And they have a pitcher warming up.
Yeah, they know they have the momentum in this game right now. Line drive, caught, dropped, and it could be a triple play. Throw to second, out. Throw to third, out, and no triple play. It could have been and should have been a triple play, but a double play will take. A line drive by Casey Roulette, dropped by Rodriguez. Sean then threw to the second baseman Sutton. That play went 6-4. Then the runner at second was caught between second and third. Sutton tagged him out. Sandoval Sutton threw to Sandoval. It went 4-5. And the batter reaches on a fielder's choice, a double play. Probably one of the quirkiest double plays you'll ever see. Yes?
Well, the runner at second base made a hideous mistake.
By leaving the bag.
Yes. Her bike.
Yes. Swinging a foul by Cody Palmer. Again, a double play on a line drive that Rodriguez caught, dropped. Sean flipped to Sutton to get Matt Shepard, and then Verbrike, as Bob said, made a terrible base running play. He darted toward third after the force out and was thrown out. Sutton to Sandoval, so the double play goes 6-4-5. 6-4-5, and the batter reaches on a fielder's choice.
And Palmer is the 9th man to bat in the inning.
Crazy, crazy night of baseball. 13-8 Kernels, top of the 7th. 27 hits. Curve high from Michelle Samar.
Well, in the first game of the series, we had 29.
Last night, 10. Thank you. It's just a incomparable national pastime. Strike 3 called. Cody Palmer caught looking to end the swing. 5 runs, 7th inning. Quad City strikes for 5 runs on 4 hits. 3 walks, no Colonel errors, a double play. The swing leave a runner. They've stranded 7. Let's get a flavor of what the crowd feels this evening. Listen in, won't you? They all sound happy on Center Stage's Halloween in August and Bucka Cup Wednesday. After 6.5, the Kernels with a Taco Bell 10 spot 13, the swing 8, and you're enjoying Colonel Baseball in the zone.
When we were children, we were taught to save for a rainy day, but what if it rains harder than you expected? Tanya Sedlock, your professional Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, understands about the storms that life can bring. Whether you need auto, home, business, life, or health insurance, Tanya will review the coverages you need for your life and the lives of the ones you care about most. Help the sun shine on your life with a visit to your hometown Pekin insurance professional, Tanya Sedlock, at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency.
People say that I can't decide things. They are so wrong, but I could be wrong about that.
A U.S. Bank check card with checking that pays gives you a choice of rewards, like cash, points for merchandise and gift certificates, World Perks miles, or even sweepstakes entries.
Easy decision. I'll take the cash. No, it's a sweep.
Sign up at your local U.S. Bank or call 1-800-720-BANK.
I've made up my mind to put off my decision. That is final.
U.S. Bank.
No, wait.
See banker for complete details. Member FDIC.
Auto racing fans, this is the event you've been waiting for. The ASA Late Model Series comes to Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway. This Friday night, over 30 ASA Late Model cars and drivers from 10 states, including local stars Osborne, Fleck, Castle, Heinrichs, Wintermark, and Ross. Competing in the Barron Motor Supply 100. Plus special races for Barron Motor Supply, IMCA, Hobby Stocks, and Stock Car. With Marines.com Hornet, the ASA Late Model Series comes to Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway. Racing starts at 7 Friday at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
Welcome back. Game 3 of a Colonel 4-game homestand series with the Western Division leading swing of the Quad Cities. Quad Cities led this game going to the bottom of the 4th, 3-0. Colonel scored a run in the bottom of the 4th, an unearned run, and then sent 14 men to the plate in the 5th, scored 11 runs to take a 12-3 lead, added a run in the 6th to make it 13-3, but then the swing erupted. Here's a chopper to the left side, and it's through. A base hit by Michael Collins. Collins with his 3rd hit of the game. He opens up the 7th with the Colonel 15th hit of the night, and he bounced it to the left of the diving 3rd baseman Casey Roulette into left off of a new swing pitcher, Corey Meacham.
For Michael Collins, he has had 3 hits, a double and 2 singles, and he has been hit by a pitch twice, so he's been on base 5 times already.
And his on-base percentage, 2nd highest in the league, .407. Drew Toussaint takes a pitch low and away, a wild pitch, and that'll allow Collins to go to 2nd. We're in the 7th inning, 13-8 Colonels. Toussaint tied the game at 3 with a 2-run double in the Colonel 11-run 5th. Then he capped the 11-run frame with a 2-run homer, his 20th of the year. Todd Brummelkamp had shared with Bob and I some statistics that I just didn't want to give out nor bridge until we had some sort of explanation, Bob.
Well, it was the best of a season.
Oh, okay.
And 7 doubles in this game.
Is a season high.
That's a season high.
Well,
yeah.
Thanks, Bob. Again,
and we're still striking at other things.
Yes,
here.
That's what I thought. We may chase down some other season high watermarks.
That's right.
Okay. Todd is so good at that sports information.
It could be at-bats, runs scored, ribbies, doubles. Won't be triples, I don't think.
The 2-0 to Drew. Strike 1 from Corey Meacham. Meacham is 2-2 on the year. This is his 17th appearance. He's a right-hander with a 5.16 ERA. Corey Meacham.
It's rather hard to see how the swing are in this position in the Midwest League in the second half because their pitching has not sustained anything in this 2 games of this series. Certainly did last night, but
I think we're catching them, Bob. Their broadcaster, Andrew Rudnick, said that they have not been playing good baseball. Now, he did not allude to their pitching in particular, but he said, John, we just haven't been playing well the last couple of weeks. Certainly not like a first-place team, which they are. Strike 2 to Drew Toussaint. Collins at second with nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 7th, 13-8 Kernels. Ball 4, and the first 2 Kernels have reached here in the 7th inning. Meacham was a 35th round pick by the Cardinals this past June out of Alabama Southern Community College. Well, Bob, I know you can't disclose your pick right now, but do they ask at the iClub function tomorrow at 11:30 at the Marriott, will they actually ask, what do you think the Hawkeye record will be?
Oh, yes.
Where do you think they'll finish in the Big Ten? What do you think their national standing will be? Those are tough questions. I'm glad I don't have to answer any of them.
Well, they're easy questions when you haven't played a game.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You could always tell them in November, yeah, but.
Oh, yeah, but. Yeah. You're right, Bob. I'll tell you what. You've had a remarkable record, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Freddy Sandoval fouls one off to the left. 2 on, nobody out, 7th inning, 13-8 Kernels. Strike 2 in at the knees to Sandoval. I listened to you and Scott all fall on the 19th hole. When you give your predictions, you usually do it on a Thursday afternoon, and Scott's the best I've ever heard, and yet you consistently are just a little bit better than him in picking those games.
Well, that's just good fortune.
That's some experience and knowledge there, too. A ground ball foul outside third. Freddy just squibbed it off the end of the bat. And I'll share something that Todd Brummelkamp said, and I'm sure Todd won't mind this because he's part of a show called Good Call on KXIC 800 in Iowa City. Todd thinks that the only Hawkeye losses will be this year in Ames and in Madison, Wisconsin. He thinks they'll go 9 and 8.
9 and 2.
Yes, that's his prediction. And I see his logic.
Well, he thinks those 2 will be difficult games for many reasons. One is, of course, the state rivalry, and then the other is that'll be the final game for Barry Alvarez as Wisconsin's coach, and the Badgers last year were simply wiped out in Iowa City. That took them out of the Rose Bowl, out of the Big Ten title, and that should sting a little bit, I would think.
Meacham on a 1-2 delivery. Freddy pops it foul up onto the grandstand roof.
You've been talking about Roger Maris. Well, and then you talked about Kurt Flood and his court activity. Well, Roger Maris, after he retired from the Cardinals, was set up in business with a Budweiser distributorship in Jacksonville, Florida.
That is a license to print money legally. Here's a ground ball pass first, or the first baseman snares it. That's Mike Ferris, and Freddy does his job, advancing Collins to third, Toussaint to second on a ground ball out to first, unassisted. Bob, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but ordinarily when Augie Bush would give that to a former Cardinal star, as Maris was, in a debt of gratitude type gesture, that guy, if he ran his business, his distributorship right, as I say, I stand by my statement, a legal license to print money.
Well, then Bush, the Bush Corporation, charged Maris and the family.
Long drive down the line and left. It's a base hit. It's a base hit for Renz. 1 run is in, Collins. Here comes Toussaint. They're going to wave him home as the left fielder Lemanstik digs it out of the corner. It's a 2-run double for Jordan Renz to put the Kernels ahead 15-8 here in the 7th inning.
And that should be the 8th double of the game by the Kernels.
Thanks, Bob.
Half of their hits tonight have been doubles. They've had 16 hits.
Thank you very much for keeping up on that. And as that 2-run double by Renz results in a Kernel 15-8 lead, I can't imagine where this story is going about Augie Bush and Roger Maris and his beer distributorships in Jacksonville, Florida.
Well, the Bush Corporation filed a claim against the Maris estate that Maris and whoever else was involved mismanaged the business in Jacksonville. And they went to court. And this thing has been in the courts for a number of years.
I had not heard about that. Ball 2 is low to LeBlanc. Is it still in court?
No, it's not now. The Maris family and the Bush Corporation, within the last 30 days, settled it out of court.
A high drive down the left field line. Matt Lemancic is racing in and puts it away. Josh LeBlanc is flown out to left, and Josh has 3 hits tonight, 2 gone in the Kernels 7th, 15-8 Kernels. Boy, you wonder if Roger Maris... That's too bad, Bob, because there the Maris family was to congratulate Mark McGuire on his big moment, and that's too bad, too, because that's probably now a flawed deal. But, boy, oh boy, I hope Roger Maris and his associates didn't mismanage that distributorship. I know I didn't mean to say it's easy to manage a Bush distributorship, but generally they're very profitable.
Oh, yes. I presume the charge was that they kept too much of the profit.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm glad they did finally settle it, though, without...
Well, I should imagine, since Budweiser settled it, that they figured they were probably not going to win in court.
That's a pretty good assumption, I would think.
Which would mean a pretty good cash payment. And think of the millions of dollars that have been spent in this going through the court system.
Swing and a miss by the G-Man. You're right, all those years. That's probably almost 25 years of legal haggling. 1 and 2 to the G-Man. Richard has a hit, 2 runs scored, an RBI. 15-8 Kernels here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Corey Meacham not immune from the Kernel bats. He's given up a pair of runs here. The starter Shear charged with 4 runs. Michael Gross 4 runs. Tyler Adamczyk 4 Kernel runs. Well, 5 by Adamczyk. Those numbers just don't add up. So 15-8 Kernels. Those numbers are correct.
And we're at 29 base hits. Same amount as the first game of the series. And we have innings to play.
The 2-2 to Richard. Low for ball 3. Good crowd on hand here tonight. Tomorrow evening, remember, we say thanks to you. Fan Appreciation Night. Kernels will be giving out Thunder Sticks and 2005 team photos while they last, starting at 6 o'clock. Concession specials, including $1 ice cream cones, $1.50 sodas. The Gazette will be giving out cards as you come to the ballpark that will allow you a free 2-week trial of their email online, or of their Gazette online. And souvenir discounts. Programs are only $1 tomorrow. Richard fouls off a payoff pitch. Meacham's next 3-2 is knuckled foul towards the on-deck hitter, Chris Walson. Boy, that hurt Richard Giannotti. He's trying to walk it off outside the dirt batting circle. Let's see if Colonel trainer Eric Munson comes out to look at the G-Man. Physicians Clinic of Iowa, the exclusive health care provider of the Kernels. They have one mission, and that is, their mission is to provide quality, top-notch health care close to home. Physicians Clinic of Iowa, 50 board-certified physicians in 11 specialties. The next 3-2 pitch to Giannotti. Strike 3 called, a breaking pitch, and Richards rung up by the plate umpire. Nicholas Nolde, the Kernels in the 7th, strike for 2 runs on 2 base hits. There were no swing errors, and the Kernels leave 1 man on and stranded 8. Bob, we were just flipped a note about the climbing batting average of Michael Collins.
Michael Collins batting .324.
Man.
He started at .318 tonight, and as we indicated, has been on base 5 times, hit twice, and had 3 hits.
Well, we go to the top.
Including 2 doubles. No, 1 double.
And an almost grand slam. We go to the top of the 8th. It's the Kernels with the Taco Bell 10 spot 15. The Quad Cities swing of the Quad Cities, 8. And you're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
The home of high school football, the Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, takes the show on the road this fall. Join us for the Zone High School Tailgate Tour, sponsored by the Dave Berry Real Estate Team at Coldwell Banker. The Zone's Scott Unash is live from Prairie High School this Friday at 3. It's a tailgate party with pep bands, cheerleaders, coaches' interviews, and games, prizes, and stuff from Coca-Cola, iWireless, and lots more. Pick up your Penny Saver insert every Wednesday for the Zone High School Tailgate Tour, sponsored by the Dave Berry Real Estate Team at Coldwell Banker. It's your best source for Metro game info, including the Zone ESPN Radio 1600 AM Friday night game of the week, a complete schedule of all the week's games, and valuable offers from our tailgate tour sponsors. So join us this Friday at 3 at Prairie High School for the Zone Dave Berry Real Estate Team High School Tailgate Tour. Only here on the home of high school football.
The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
Hawkeye, Cyclone, and Panther fans, get your football gear at Collegiate Sports in Lindale and Coral Ridge Malls. Collegiate Sports has what you want at reasonable prices. Styles and sizes for men, women, and the largest youth and children's selection in the area, delivering on the promise of something for everyone. Play your school colors with pride by wearing Collegiate Sports apparel. You'll find Collegiate Sports stores in Lindale and Coral Ridge Malls. Collegiate Sports, where every day is game day.
Top of the order for the swing, Matt Lemancic leading off the 8th. He started Quad Cities' 5-run 7th with a single. Tomorrow and tomorrow evening, thanks to this Kernel 15-run outburst this evening, you can order up to 10 beef tacos at area Taco Bells for just 39 cents. That's 50 cents off the regular price. Tomorrow and tomorrow night at local Taco Bells, tell them you're there because of the Kernel Taco Bell 10 spot. Matt Lemancic takes low from Michelle Samar, ball 1. John Rogers along with you, and Bob Brooks is here. Ball 2 is upstairs to Lemancic from Michelle Samar. We've covered a lot of topics this evening, talked about the Fan Appreciation Night tomorrow. There's a strike to Lemancic. And we still have our Did You Know question. We'll have that for you here in the swing 8th inning. Ball 3 up and in to Matt Lemancic. 270 hitter, 9 homers, 47 driven in. This is his second year with the, well, not with the swing. He was with the Peoria Chiefs. Here's a liner laced into the right center. That is the 14th hit of the night for the visitors.
And we now are up to 30 hits in the game.
Eclipsing Monday night's total of 29. Did you know that Hall of Fame pitcher Warren Spahn hit at least 1 home run in 17 straight seasons from 1948 through 1964? I have to answer that question, Kernel fans. No, I certainly did not know that about Warren Spahn. Man, he must have been some hitter, Bob.
Well, he was an all-around terrific pitcher. He started out with the Boston Braves.
I wish I could have seen Braves Field. It's still in Boston. It's called Nickerson Field. BU plays there. A drive foul onto the Randy Keel Confidence Pavilion, and it's 1-1 to Sean Danielson. In other words, the place they played is still standing, but it's a football soccer facility for Boston University.
Iowa played a game in that field.
I did not know that.
Football game.
What year, approximately? Was it in the 50s?
Yes.
Okay. A little looper, this could be trouble. Sean Rodriguez going back, and Sean has it measured perfectly. 25 feet back into the grass in shallow left. Sean Danielson pops to short, and there's a 1-on, 1-out here in the 8th inning. Do you remember, Bob, if you covered that game in Boston?
Yes, I did.
So you got to see the field that... Now, the Braves played in Boston, I think, until 53 or so.
Yes, by the middle 50s, They were in Milwaukee.
And that's where Warren Spahn Well, actually, he started his incredible streak of 17 straight seasons hitting a home run in Boston as a Boston Brave.
Oh, yes.
1948 through 1964, he had at least one home run. Boy, that is something. A breaking pitch, a strike to Nick Stavinoha. 1-1 to Stavinoha.
Started the great line of spawn insane and pray for rain.
A smash to second could be a double play. Sutton underhands to Rodriguez for one. John on to first to complete the 4-6-3 double play, the second turn by the Kernels in as many innings. Stavinoha hit it very hard, and he wraps into a Sutton-Rodriguez to Walston wholesaler. No runs in the eighth for the Swing. One hit, their 14th of the night. There were no Kernel errors. Quad City leaves the bases empty. They've stranded 8. As we go to the home half of the 8th inning, it's the Kernels leading the Swing 15-8, and you're tuned to Kernel Baseball here in the Zone.
Summer is a perfect time to enjoy fresh, colorful flowers and blooming plants. Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center has the finest quality flowers and plants for both indoors and out. Plus, as always, all the expert advice you need to make your plants grow their best. Whether it's a single fresh flower or an entire wedding, a single household plant, or a yard of landscaping, Peck's does it all. Family-owned and serving Eastern Iowa since 1956. We've been proud supporters of Kernels baseball for over 10 years. Peck's offers you the best plants and flowers available. Peck's is also your professional FTD and teleflorist florist with a certified garden, nursery, and landscaping center. Peck's is your year-round growing center and flower headquarters. Stop in for Peck's fresh flower feature, fresh-cut short-stem roses, just $9.95 a dozen, cash and carry. Peck's Flower Shop, Garden Center, Nursery, and Landscaping at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Road Northeast.
Saturday morning, it's over easy as Scott Unash dishes up the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner here on the Zone. It's a hearty helping of local sports coverage from the Metro and beyond. All the latest prep news, the way only Scott can serve it up, cooked up live from this week's featured Cedar Rapids Marion Hy-Vee Kitchen. Get your Saturday breakfast special by tuning in to the Hy-Vee Coaches Corner, live from the Hy-Vee Kitchen at 20 Wilson Avenue Southwest. Only here on The Zone.
As we go to the home half of the 8th, the Kernels with a Taco Bell 10-spot 15-8 lead over the Swing, and Quad Cities goes with their fourth relief pitcher of the evening, 5'11" Jamie Torres out of Cal Berkeley. Torres takes over for Corey Meacham, who surrendered a couple of runs on 2 hits in the Kernel 7th inning. Jamie Torres is a right-hander, 4-3. He's on for the team high 54th time this season. He has 5 saves. ERA of 3.22. Jamie Torres has surrendered 65 hits in 67 innings, struck out 56 in 67 innings, walked 25. His first man to face is Chris Walston, Kernel number 9 hitter. Singled in a run scored in the Kernel 11-run 5th inning. Ball one inside to Walston. Now Torres' pitch is looped to second, and it'll be caught shuffling to his left where the edge of the outfield grass meets the infield dirt is Chris Patrick. So Chris Walston pops out to second, 1 gone here in the Kernel 8th inning. Jamie Torres, 23-year-old right-hander from Riverside, California. Carla Davis has stopped in to say hello. I know Carla's been jazzing this whole crowd up. Bob Brooks went out to see if we have some season highs that we've established. I can't say how many we have, but Carla, my goodness, you'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow on your morning show on 104.5 KDAT. I know you'll rave about this Kernel offensive show tonight.
And not only that, did you catch the news that the American Red Cross is getting a big check from us tomorrow?
From the Kernels or KDAT?
From the Kernels, but I don't know if you caught it because you were busy up here.
Yeah.
A person, a fan of the Kernels, handed me a check for $1,000.
Carla,
Human compassion is alive and well at Veterans Memorial Stadium here tonight. And we're going to match that and all the other donations we got tomorrow with a big check presentation for the American Red Cross.
Carla, was it an anonymous donation?
I am keeping it anonymous because I did not receive permission from her.
But Carla, what spurned it? Was it literally spontaneous, or did you know this kind of tremendous, generous gift was coming from?
I was merely walking down the steps and a woman handed me the check. And
have you told Jack Rader yet?
We've made the announcement out on the field.
I missed it. Okay.
Oh, yes, I know you were busy, so I had to come in and tell you.
Carla,
Isn't that wonderful?
Well, wonderful, and just really, as you said, a testament of the generosity of people that come to this ballpark, people that support the Kernels, people supporting people in need. A high, deep drive into left center by Rodriguez. Way back to get it is Sean Danielson for the second out of the Kernel eighth inning. Carla, I hope that's part of your report tomorrow. You do such a wonderful job, not only here at the ballpark, but I am able to tune into you quite often as I drive around. And thank you for that. That is the best news we've had all night.
I think it's very nice, too. I think the people realize that they're lucky enough to enjoy great entertainment and go home to a home that's still there when others don't even know if their home's still standing.
Carla, the news from the Gulf Coast has been devastating, and thank you. Here's a line drive into left by Sutton. It's caught by Lemancic to end the inning. Carla Davis, thank you so much. You're absolutely right. I did not catch the announcement because of the hoopla that surrounds.
Well, you were celebrating cheap tacos tomorrow. You didn't know that was going on.
Taco Bell, you're right. Carla, share the good news with Bob as you leave, will you?
Thank you.
Thanks to Carla Davis. The Swing retire the Kernels in order for the first time tonight in the bottom of the eighth inning. The Kernels go in order, and after 8, the Kernels lead the Swing 15-8. You're enjoying Kernel baseball here in the Zone.
Hometown Restyling. For all your remodeling needs, satisfaction is guaranteed. Hometown Restyling specializes in all of your home's interior, exterior needs. Come and visit one of our showrooms, one in Hiawatha, one in Coralville, and see the possibilities. Windows, siding, sunrooms. Please call 378-1221. Hometown Restyling. There's no place like home.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, guys. Sorry I'm late for lunch, but I have a good reason.
Let me guess.
New purse, new shoes. Hey, new haircut. Yeah, I had a change of heart with my hairstyle and stopped by Cost Cutters.
Oh.
So, what you think?
I think it looks great.
I love the color and the layers.
Yeah, I like it and all, but I'm sure you'll change it next week.
Hey, my hair is always a struggle. 1 minute I love it, the next I'm ready for a whole new hair color. Cost Cutters is the only salon that can keep up with my changing style.
Ooh, remember when you had it short and spiky?
Or when it was shoulder length and red. Oh, I forgot about that one.
No, I should try shoulder length and red.
Chris?
Yeah,
all I know is that Cost Cutters is the only salon for me.
And me.
Ditto.
Hey, gang. For once we all agree.
Yeah.
Make your neighborhood Cost Cutters the only salon for you and your style. Cost Cutters, just your style. Cost Cutters is proud to support Eastern Iowa's most wholesome, affordable family entertainment. Cedar Rapids Kernels Baseball.
It's just past 10 o'clock. The Kernels with a Taco Bell 10 spot, 15-8 lead in the third game of this 4-game series with the Swing. And you're enjoying Kernel baseball on ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Answering a U.S. Cellular Speed Talk call to the Kernel bullpen is Frederick Deloiza-Gacarni. And Bob, you were good enough to go down the hallway here in the press box and ask Todd Brummelkamp what other season highs this Kernel Ball Club, single game season highs this Kernel Ball Club have surpassed.
Well, we will go over a few. Runs scored is one of them, up to 15. Hits, they're at 16. That's one shy, and I suspect they will not surpass that. But the most doubles, 8, and the most total bases up to 75.
Wow. 75 total bases for the Kernels. Here's a total base. This is a drive onto Rockford Road. I kid you not, onto Rockford Road by Mike Ferris. So Frederick Deloiza-Gacarni threw a strike, but he made it too sweet. And Mike Ferris, I think this season, Bob, that is by far the longest home run we've seen hit by a left-handed batter this year.
Well, it was kissed, I'll tell you that. He moved it, got it out of here in a hurry.
And that is the 15th hit for the Quad City Ball Club. They now trail 15-9 here in the 9th inning. Frederick Deloiza-Gacarni has struggled a bit since coming back from Rancho Cucamonga. He's trying to find his confidence. His first pitch is wrapped foul into the screen right off the thumbs of the number 5 hitter, Chris Patrick.
Well, I'll give you another stat here. This is the 3rd game of the series. The 4th game is tomorrow. And there so far, in 3 games, have been 70 hits.
29 in the series opener Monday night, 10 last night, and 31 tonight. That does add up. Wow. That is amazing offense after last night's beautifully pitched game by both clubs. An 0-2 pitch, low and away to Chris Patrick from Frederick Deloiza-Gacarni, who pitched Saturday in Burlington. 1 inning, gave up a run on 2 hits, struck out none, walked none. And ball 2 is in the dirt. 3,020. 3,020 our crowd tonight. Great response to Bucka Cup Wednesday and Center Stage's Halloween in August. We thank you. A pitch wrapped to deep short. Backhanded by Rodriguez. Throws low, but out. Boy, that Chris Walson, we don't praise him nearly as much as we should, Bob. He has very good ability to dig nasty throws out of the dirt over there at first.
Yes, he does. He uses his body to block it and then digs it up.
Bob, will you be kind of hosting the I-Club function tomorrow, or?
As far as I know, we make it up as we go.
Okay. And John Campbell will be there.
Well, I'm hoping so.
Good. I hope Scott Unash can make it, but because of his involvement with the Iowa State Network, I don't know if they've put it off limits to him.
I just show up. I don't.
You don't get in those.
I don't catalog what's going on.
Ironic, because Scott is an Iowa grad. Eric Verbrike, even on the count 1-1, 1 out, top of the 9th inning. 15-9 Kernels.
He's got the White Sox to take care of.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Things aren't going very well for the Southsiders here.
And I did find out a question we pondered last night. Indeed, former Burlington Feed Midwest League lefty Mark Burley did slap some very serious accusations on the Texas Rangers.
Yes, he did.
The numbers support his case. Texas is a far different team at home than they are on the road with their offense.
But it wouldn't be the first time.
That's true. Ball 3 is low to Eric Verbrike. Left-handed batter. And he whistles the next pitch foul into the screen. You told me emphatically and unequivocally that when Leo DeRocher was the Cub manager, you know that there was sign stealing going on from that scoreboard in Wrigley.
Why wouldn't you?
You just park a guy in one of those little
cubby holes up there and
with a pair of binoculars or a telescope. The 3-2. Miss low and in, ball 4. Didn't miss by much, and a 1-out walk from Deloiza-Gacarni to Eric Verbrike brings up Matt Shepard.
Well, let's go to the State Farm scoreboard for a moment for Al Shevler and Dale Thompson and Gary Shubat and Lanny Peterson. Texas has defeated the White Sox 9-2. Kansas City beats Minnesota 1-0 in that game we talked about. It was this afternoon. 13 hits and no runs for the Twinkies. Detroit 4, Cleveland 3. And we had Pittsburgh, Milwaukee. The Brew Crew won at 6-5. 7-0. The Dodgers beating the Cubs on the Cubs' one-hit day at Wrigley Field. How you can get only one hit in that ballpark is beyond me. But San Diego and Arizona, Padres win it with a score of 9-5. The Boston Red Sox win again in a one-run game, 7-6 against Tampa Bay on 8 hits. Tampa Bay had 7 hits. Baltimore shuts out Toronto 7-0. San Francisco and Colorado, Giants win at 5-3. Atlanta 5, Washington Nats 3. Washington 3 and Atlanta 1 in the second game of that doubleheader. St. Louis 10, Florida nothing. And the New York Mets and the Phils win 8-2.
Matt Shepard lost one into shallow left. Drew Toussaint has to come on quickly to glove it. Second out of the ninth inning. Bob, all of a sudden, and thank you for that State Farm Major League Scoreboard update. We'll look forward to seeing how the Angels, our parent club, do as they lost a real tough one in 11 innings last night in Oakland, 2-1. All of a sudden, the wind has started to whip up from left to right here at the ballpark.
And the temperature has cooled a bit.
Yes, it has. Frederick DeLoise-Carney trying to get the final out, and Casey Roulette lifts the first pitch foul off to the right, strike one. We're in the top of the ninth inning. The Kernels with the Taco Bell 10-spot 15-9 lead over the swing of the Quad Cities. The Kernels have out-hit Quad City 16-15. That is some offensive output for two ball clubs. Ball one in the dirt, 1-1 to Casey Roulette, who has a two-run single in this game that gave the Swing a 3-0 lead back in the fourth inning. Stay tuned following tonight's action. Bob will have his thoughts about the ball game. Haven't asked him yet, but we may have to have him recreate the Access Direct play of the game. The hits are even at 16 apiece now as Roulette goes the other way and lashes a base hit into right. 16 hits for each ball club tonight. Eric Verbreyck stopped at second on Casey Roulette's third hit of this game.
24 runs, 31 hits, and 3 errors.
And let's count how many pitchers. 5 plus 4 plus 5, 9 pitchers used. Cody Palmer fouls the first pitch off the chest protector of Michael Collins, the Colonel catcher. An 11-run Colonel fifth, the difference in this game.
Well, Cunningham used 5 pitchers the first night.
Yes, he did. In his ball club's 13-8 series opening win. DeLoise-Carney set, takes a deep breath, and a fastball is pounded foul. This one off the chest protector of the plate umpire, Nicholas Nolde. It's 0-2 to Cody Palmer. Kernels trying to elevate themselves above the 500 mark, trying to go 19-15 at home in the second half, but most importantly, trying to keep pace with Kane County and perhaps gain a game on Beloit and gain a game on the Swing. A breaking pitch low, ball one.
Which would make tomorrow's game very important because the Swing, they're not
home free yet.
No, they're not. Not by quite a margin.
Right-handed batter Palmer cracks it to third, backhanded by Sandoval. His long throw is a good one, and it results in the ninth inning ending and the Kernels winning 15-9. 15-9 Kernels. Another good play by Freddy Sandoval as he backhanded a hard hit ball on the ground and threw across the diamond to get Palmer. 1 run in the ninth for the Swing on a home run, 2 hits, no Colonel errors. Quad City left a pair. They stranded 10. And the Kernels, with their most impressive offensive output of the year, thumped Quad City 15-9. Bob and I will have the happy totals, highlights, and more next on the Colonel Curtain Call here in the Zone.
When we met, it's forget, we would never forget the Ojanos. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. The Ojanos is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember the Ojanos with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
It's the baddest best shot tourney of the summer. The Zone's Last Cast 2-man best shot shootout, sponsored by Guinness. It might be warm on Friday, September 16th at Jones Park, but you'll think it's Christmas. Callaway drivers and golf bags and Jones Pro Shop gift certificates are just some of the prizes. We'll have lots of Zone wearables, plus Personal pleasure party packs stuffed full of Guinness, Miller Lite, and icy Smirnoff coolers. All that for just $25 a head. Call Jones Golf Course right now at 285-5585 or stop in and sign up. Guess what? Spots are limited. With a prize lineup like this, there won't be an empty cart for miles. The Zone's Last Gasp Two-Man Best Shot Shootout, sponsored by Guinness. Friday, September 16th at Jones Golf Course in Cedar Rapids. Call 285-5585 or stop by Jones to sign up. See you there. The Zone.
I think it's time to move on. I mean, you're just so unreliable and boring. Face it, you're a fair weather friend, and I found someone else, someone I can always count on. I'm really in love this time, so goodbye, Dish.
Breaking up is easy to do when you switch to Mediacom. Call today for a great deal. Family cable with digital 2-star, including Showtime On Demand and Stars On Demand for just $39.95 a month for 12 months. Plus, get Mediacom Online high-speed internet for just $39.95 a month for 12 months. You'll love everything you get from Mediacom, especially Showtime, with new hit movies every month. And with Showtime On Demand, you can choose from over 100 movies anytime for free. Call 866-566-CABLE to subscribe. Call right now and you can get great Xbox extras, including a free game, free Xbox starter kit, and a 12-month subscription to Xbox Live Service. 866-566-CABLE. Call today. Must subscribe to both services. Offer for new residential subscribers only. All products may not be available.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Kernels game, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
We welcome you back to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the Kernels put on an offensive exhibition of unparalleled and epic proportions tonight, continuing their phenomenal stretch and drive towards their goal, a playoff berth. Taco Bell 10 spot, 15-9 Colonel win. And, Bob, if you look at the line score, you would think, what a blowout. But actually, the Swing led this game 3-0 after 3.5 innings.
They certainly did, and it looked as if Cedar Rapids would have to scratch and claw to get a 4-3 or 5-3 win in this game. But that was not the case, because fireworks have been a big part of the summer of the Cedar Rapids Kernels 2005. But tonight, they didn't need any pyrotechnics from center field, because Cedar Rapids provided that at the plate with an 11-run inning with 8 hits. And they were given also a throwing error by the Swing of the Quad Cities, and when it was all over, Cedar Rapids had pulled off a pyrotechnic show of their own as they had drilled this baseball all over the field to the tune of the best they have done this year in an inning. They had 8 doubles in the game. That is a record. And in total bases, they moved things along so well that they had the calculator going with regard to getting extra base hits and taking the base and scoring. And it was some show in that 11-run last half of the 5th inning. Did anything happen to tip it off? Not really. The Kernels, though, did, the inning before, start to attack the ball. They hadn't done much in the first 3, had only 2 singles to show for it, or a single and a double. But then they put together 3 hits and 1 run in the last half of the 4th, and they came on to then attack to the tune of 11 runs in the next inning. Put up another one on a home run by Toussaint in that same inning, and then capped it with a single run, too, in the 7th inning. So it was a night that Cedar Rapids took the lead in the series 2-1. They improved their chances of making the playoffs, because the Swing of the Quad Cities lead the division 35-31. The Kernels now stand with tomorrow's game at 33 and 32. So for the first time, basically this year, John, the Cedar Rapids Club is a game over 500. That has not happened before this year, this season. I don't believe.
No, not late in either half. Early in both halves, yes, but not late in either half. And now, as Casey Mutter told you and I on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, Bob, now is the time you want to see this kind of marvelous, confidence, gritty, resurgent play. The Kernels 7-1 on an 8-game trip to Clinton and Burlington and win their second in a row, a totally different type of victory tonight, a Taco Bell 10 spot. And, boy, Bob, I'll tell you, that ball club in that clubhouse right now has to be really feeling like a pretty, not unbeatable ball club, but like a ball club that is a winning ball club.
Well, this race in the second half of the Midwest League for even the title of the second half is quite a scramble.
It is.
The swing now 35-30, and if Cedar Rapids would win tomorrow, and Peoria has defeated Beloit 8-6. So the Snappers are 33 and 32, the same as the Kernels. Kane County won tonight. They're 34-31, and the Quad Cities are 35-30.
That's about as close as they can get.
So tomorrow, if Cedar Rapids could win, that would put the Quad Cities at 31 defeats and the Kernels at 32 defeats, with 4 games coming up at Kane County.
Oh, boy, what a great race the Kernels have made of this. And tonight was, well, something that this Kernel Ball Club has worked for all season long, that 11-run fifth inning. I remember, Bob, you talking about Toussaint with a 2-run double in the fifth inning. That tied the game at 3. Then Drew's 20th home run capped the 11-run inning. That's an inning he'll remember a long time.
Certainly will, and from a young man who has been in a slump.
Yep. But Bobby Maggiatos had him in the right spot tonight, batting cleanup. Bob and I will return for segment 2 of the Colonel Curtin Call, our Access Direct play of the game. Let me remind you that tomorrow and tomorrow evening, just go to any Taco Bell in the Cedar Rapids area, say, I'm here because the Kernels played at a Taco Bell 10 spot, and you can order up to 10 beef tacos for just 39 cents. That's 50 cents off the regular price. 15-9 Kernels. We're back in a minute here in the Zone.
I'm Dave Shea. For 35 years, I was news anchor for Channel 2. Now, with gas prices at $2 a gallon, check out Randy Kill Honda and save with great fuel mileage on all Hondas in stock. The safest family sedan, the Honda Accord, will definitely save the family pocketbook with 34 miles to the gallon. Get even better mileage with a compact Civic, getting you there at 38 miles to the gallon. Or check the amazing fuel mileage of the Honda Civic Hybrid, 48 miles to the gallon, and that's in city driving. Randy Kill Honda has a large selection of pre-owned Hondas, too, all with exceptional fuel mileage. Check them out at www.randykiel.com. Also, Randy Kiel offers a 7-year, 100,000-mile confidence guarantee on new vehicles. You can take my word for it, but you may also want to talk with other Honda owners. They're people you know, your friends, your neighbors, maybe even your relatives. I'm saving on gas prices by driving my Honda, and you can too. See Randy Kiel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast.
With Bob Brooks, this is John Rogers back at Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the Kernels won it big and impressively, setting season highs in a number of offensive categories, and Bob has listed those. Boy, that wind is really whipping in now. Thanks to Access Direct, we can bring you our play of the game, and it came with the Kernels leading 7-3 in the fifth inning. The Kernels have plated 6 runs to take a 7-3 lead. Michael Collins came to the plate with the bases loaded. Here's Bob with a recreation of the Access Direct play of the game.
Michael Collins, right-handed batter, stands in there. The bases are loaded. The Kernels have gone to work and attacked the ball. Here's the wind-up and the pitch. And there is a drive by Collins deep into right center field. It may carry out of here. The ball is up against the wall. It's off the wall. 1 run is scored. 2 runs are scoring. Here comes the third. He's safe at the plate, and the Kernels continue this onslaught on a 3-run double by Michael Collins that almost carried out of the park.
Bob, almost a grand slam and hit the very top of the wall. Collins has cleared the bases, and it's 10-3 Kernels.
How about that?
Taco Bell 10 spot. Bob, you have a gallery here that comes from another generation that don't even know what recreating is. Thank you. That was fun.
It was fun in the 11-run inning, I'll tell you that.
Yes, it was. Bob Brooks with the call of our Access Direct play of the game. Michael Collins clearing the bases, nearly a grand slam to make it 10-3 Kernels in their 11-run fifth inning in the Kernel 15-9 win. That's our Access Direct play of the game, brought to you by the great folks that are looking to hire team players, Access Direct. What do they have to offer? How about a fun, friendly atmosphere? 401k savings plan. Access Direct also will provide medical, dental, vision insurance. To check out the opportunities at Access Direct for full and part-time work, call them 261-0260, 261-0260, www.accdir.com, their website. Thanks to Bob for that marvelous recreation. Bob had the thrill of calling the entire 11-run Kernel fifth inning. He did a wonderfully descriptive and upbeat job as always. I was mesmerized sitting in the production area behind, just taking all of it in. Not 15-9 Kernels. Julia Jansen steps to the plate next with a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. This is the South Slope. This is the Colonel Curtain call in the zone.
Yes, Cedar Rapids, thanks again for stepping up to the plate and increasing the amount of materials you're recycling. Almost 8,800 tons last year alone. Wow! But we can always do more. The folks at Solid Waste and Recycling remind you, most paper products, cardboard, metals, and glass containers can be recycled. Then you'll be doing your part to reduce waste and save landfill space.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, 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 very much.
How would you like your next home buying or selling experience and lending process to be handled beautifully under one roof? If that's the way you want your real estate and mortgage needs to be met, select Todd Financial Services. Securing your loan and helping you find or sell your home is what Todd Financial Services does better than traditional banks and real estate firms. You'll be fully informed, supported, and taken care of so that buying, selling, or financing your home will be a pleasurable experience. Todd Financial Services, eager to meet all of your mortgage and real estate needs under one roof.
And after an exciting, action-packed evening, the Kernels deserve all the credit in the world as they have now raised their record above the 500 mark. And as Bob spelled out, this thing could turn out, who knows, the way our ball club's playing, the Kernels could win the Western Division second half. Certainly went a long way towards keeping the pressure on the three teams in front of them. In fact, the Kernels tied in the standings with Beloit now, but essentially still a game behind the Snappers because they beat the Kernels 8 out of 12 times. They own the head-to-head tiebreaker, but let's not let that little fat get in the way or damper our spirits as the Kernels 15-9 winners at Taco Bell 10 spot this evening. Last time Julie and I tried to act out a couple driving to Taco Bell, it fell on its face a little bit, so maybe I'll come up with something more ingenious, Julia. But right now, State Farm Insurance agents Gary Schubat, Dale Thompson, Lanny Peterson, and Al Shetler bring us a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard.
All right. Starting in the National League tonight at Miller Park, Milwaukee has snuck past Pittsburgh 6-5. Over at Wrigley, the Los Angeles Dodgers derailed the Chicago Cubs 7-0. At Petco Park, San Diego crowned Arizona 9-5. Over at SBC Park, San Francisco has crowned Colorado 5-3. At Turner Field, Game 1, Atlanta toppled Washington 5-3, and then Game 2, Washington snuck in past Atlanta 4-3. So they split the games there in the doubleheader. At Dolphin Stadium tonight, St. Louis demolished Florida 10-5. At Shea Stadium, Philadelphia has beat the New York Mets 8-2. And at Houston, the Rangers Houston pounded Cincinnati 10-5. We'll turn over to the American League. At Ameriquest Field, Texas has stomped the Chicago White Sox 9-2. Over at Kauffman Stadium, Kansas City nipped Minnesota 1-0. At Jacobs Field, Detroit edged Cleveland 4-3. At Fenway, Boston has slid past Tampa Bay 7-6. At the Rogers Center, Baltimore crushed Toronto 7-0. Games in progress right now, the New York Yankees and Seattle, 2-0 in favor of the Yankees. They're in the top of the 5th inning. And Oakland at our Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, that's 1-0 in favor of the Los Angeles Angels. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Well, Julia, I think you and Gina will get home in time. You do have cable, don't you?
Yes.
You should get home in time to see that game in about the 7th inning, the Angels and the A's. And I know that'll be a fun one for you to watch. Number of former Kernels on that Angel Ball Club. They lead at 1-0 at home in the 4th inning. Julia, you and Bob were I got Bob mixed up a little. I thought Jessica dressed up on Center Stage Halloween night as Elvis. You dressed up as what? I don't think we ever got to that.
A referee.
A referee, and you sure blew the whistle at the Kernels, sounding them to take the bats and base hit after base hit, an 11-run 5th inning. Now, this evening, because we're winding down and you did have some friends here tonight, where were you during that 11-run 5th inning? Where were you sitting?
Behind the Kernels dugout, probably about 10 rows back.
Right in the mix of all the fun.
Yeah, I had fun, and then I move around all the time, so then I went behind home plate and behind the visitors' dugout, too.
Oh, that's great. Julia Jansen with our State Farm Major League Scoreboard, brought to us by State Farm Insurance agents Lanny Peterson, Al Shetler, Gary Schubat, and Dale Thompson. All right, Julia, we'll make it easy for our listeners. You are now a general manager of a Taco Bell in Cedar Rapids. It is 11 o'clock in the morning. I am a caller. I've called the location up on First Avenue. You happen to pick up the phone, and I'll lead you through. Ding.
Hello, this is Taco Bell.
Yeah, I was listening to the ball game last night of Bob and John and some girl on the phone, the radio, but they said something about did the Kernels win last night?
The Kernels did win, a big win. They also hit the Taco Bell 10.
Yeah, that's what Bob and John, they were talking. What do I got to do? Go to the ballpark and get some coupon saying I was at the game?
Nope. All you have to do is come through Taco Bell and tell us that you'd like the Taco Bell 10 spot. You can get up to 10 beef tacos for 39 cents.
You're kidding me.
No.
That's all I have to do?
That's all you have to do.
I don't have to buy a drink with it or any sort of, there's no gimmick.
No gimmick. Just tell us that the Kernels hit the Taco Bell 10 spot.
I'm on my way.
Awesome.
Well, there you go, Julia. Now, that is as good a role-playing as you could ask for somebody on their next to last night with us on the assistantship. Thank you. Explained perfectly. I can't say it better. Tomorrow, go to Taco Bell for the Taco Bell 10-spot offer. 15-9 Kernels. Thanks to Jake Lentz, our in-studio engineer. Thanks to our guest, Dirk Keller from Common Sense Advertising, representing Anderson and Brown Eye Care. I'm John Rogers, and for now, back to Colonel Broadcast Assistant. She was Taco Bell manager for about a minute. She did a great job, Julia Jansen. We wish you well. Remember, tomorrow's special Fan Appreciation Night, we will treat you right and we'll show you how much we've appreciated your support throughout the evening with special discounts and giveaways. 15-9 Kernels. Enjoy the tacos tomorrow and tomorrow evening at Taco Bell. This has been Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming already in progress.